All right, everybody, welcome one and all to the Age of the Worldheart, Session 1. My name is Bicycle Horse. I will be your esteemed Dungeon Master today, and I'm excited to get started with our player introduction, which reminds me that we are honored to have our good friend Vunis, who is an employee of Wizards of the Coast, participating in this campaign. However, it is essential for us to clarify that this game is not affiliated with or endorsed by Wizards of the Coast. Vunis is playing in her personal capacity on her own time. All views, actions, and statements are her own and do not reflect those of Wizards of the Coast. With that being said, I am now ready to go ahead and introduce our players, starting with the left of our screen here. Mr. Average Panda playing Nightingale Song, our Kenku Wizard.
Hey everybody, Panda here. I'm playing Nightingale Song, the Kenku Wizard. Really looking forward to Session 1. Hoping our DM is a bit more gentle than I expect.
Of course. After that, we're going to go ahead and welcome on in here Stormsword playing the Bard Malali, the half-elf.
Hey everybody, and it's Smoke, and I hope we don't die today. Yes.
Yes. Why is everyone so afraid? Anyways, coming up next is Atomic Atrux playing her Tiefling, the Furnace-blooded fighter, Umber.
Hi, yes, I'm playing Umber. I'm Atomic Atrux, and I also hope we don't die. There's a running theme.
After Umber, of course, we're going to go ahead and introduce Mountain Troll Chief, who is playing none other than Theo, the Paladin of the Oath of the Silent Flame. Mountain Troll Chief, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. I am the Mountain Troll Chief, obviously playing Theo, like you said. And personally, I have absolutely no fear of dying. I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Exactly. And after that, of course, I am pleased to welcome to the stream, of course, Alan, who is playing the rogue half-elf Hawk.
Hey, everybody, it's Alan. There are things worse than death. So,
I like it. We're getting braver the more to the right we move. And then finally, but certainly not least, we have Vunis playing the Sea Elf Arcanist, right? Arcanist? What is it?
Artificer.
Artificer. I'm thinking Final Fantasy. That just went in a weird place. Anyways, playing the Artificer, Sea Elf Alciona.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Vunis, playing Alciona, also known as Ali. Also, I definitely don't have a Mimic in my pocket. Wink, wink.
Oh, you totally do, though. But anyways, all that aside, I am ready to go ahead and get moving into our lovely session. Is everyone else here ready to get going?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go die.
Hoping there's cake.
To recap from our previous sessions, we had a session 0 in which we paired up our adventurers into 3 little groups, 3 little pairs, and as they all made their way to Crescent Hollow, summoned here for one reason or another, they have all arrived, and auspiciously so, because the timing of their arrival was at precisely the same time from 3 separate entrances into the city. Where today's adventure takes us? Well, let's find out. Very good. Let us get started. As the song I wanted to play, decided I didn't want to play. Don't worry, guys. We'll get this done. We'll get music going, I promise. There we go. Excellent. The gates of Crescent Hollow creak closed behind you. Old iron dragging across stone. A watchman mutters a prayer under his breath, and no one else greets you. No banners, no bustle, just wind, just bells that do not ring. A caravan rolls into the town square, what should be a place of welcome. But shutters are drawn, and signs hang askew. The chapel tower leans like it's listening. Children shift nervously in the wagons. One begins to hum a strange arrhythmic song. Another rocks in place, murmuring, "They can't lie here. No, not like they used to. She's too close now." A caregiver rushes from the caravan over to you, Theo and Hawk, face pale. They started doing that an hour ago. They said something followed us in. A breeze moves through the square, chilling and wrong. Suddenly, a child screams. One of the older boys collapses, convulsing, pointing toward an alley behind the wagon. "It's wearing his face! That's not the driver! That's not him anymore!" From behind the rear wagon, a figure stumbles forward. Ragged cloak, blood on the sleeves. It's the caravan driver, or was. But as the light shifts, so does his face. Flesh ripples. Too many teeth, not enough eyes. A sound like bells underwater fills the air. He stumbles from behind the alley. But something is wrong. Something is so very wrong as the shimmer of his illusion breaks. What you first take for the caravan driver is a man slumped in exhaustion, his gait broken, limbs shaking. But then he lifts his face, and it isn't a face anymore. The flesh slows downward, peeling in layers like wet parchment, revealing something glistening and wrong beneath. Veins pulsing with ember light, bone that shimmers like heated glass. His mouth splits sideways, then downward, then further than any jaw should open. Jagged teeth crowding into space not meant to exist, spiraling inward like a maw carved by nightmare geometry. His eyes burn faintly, not with fire, but memory. Your memory. What remains of his clothing clings to the horror like mourning garb, shredded and soaked in viscous shimmer that smells like scorched metal and dead screams. His limbs move like they've forgotten what they were for, as if puppeted by a will that doesn't care for anatomy. Beneath his peeling skin, glowing ley-line sigils pulse, writhing across his body like parasites under a glass. They twist in rhythm with your heartbeat. No, not yours. The hollow's. He gurgles, and when he tries to speak, it's not a word. It's a bell tone. And then he lunges. Players, roll for initiative.
Awesome.
This is already good.
All right, so I'm going to zoom out here, and you can see on the Twitch stream about where everybody is coming in at. So the caravan is here in the center of the street. These gates are closed, so consider them closed. We have Theo and Hawk. This is Theo. That's Hawk over here on the by the west side of the south gate. And then over here we have, of course, Malali the Bard, and we have Alcyona the Artificer coming in through the south gate. Meanwhile, over here we have Nightingale and we have Umber. Meanwhile, what had occurred in front of you, this is our poor young lad who has seen someone coming from out of the alley. He is now knocked over. I think there's a status knockdown. There we go. Cowering in fear as this creature is now fast approaching. And there he is right there. All right. Now, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the log here. We should have initiative rolls. Go ahead and do me a favor and announce your initiatives. Theo.
That is a 5.
5. Umber.
Oh, what did I roll? 7.
7. All right. Hawk.
7.
7. Nightingale.
4.
4. Alciona.
6.
Wow.
Good news is we all go together.
Malali.
9.
No. All right. And
Whose dex is higher for the 7s?
our caravan driver rolled an 11.
I'm gonna guess mine just because I have a 16.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as a rogue, I figured.
I was
probably
hoping.
me.
I was hoping it was yours.
All right, everybody. The caravan driver has, in fact, rolled an 11. He is first to act. Caravan driver will go ahead and make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as he approaches the boy, he lets out this blood-curdling stream. And anybody within 30 yards of him must make a wisdom saving throw. And I'm not sure how many of you that would be. Let's see here. Let's take a look here. 30. So you guys are 17 tiles, so you're definitely too far away. I think all of our players are too far away. So, good news. No one has to make any wisdom saving throws except for poor little boy. Let's wish him luck. He fails his wisdom saving throw. Upon hearing the scream, make sure I know what the damage is here. Okay. Upon hearing the scream, the boy screams in tune with him. There's shifting in the wagons. As the children who are in range of the scream manage to at least cover their ears, look away, and not see it, they're okay. The boy on the ground in front of this creature sadly stops his scream and has either fallen unconscious or has passed away. The creature turns his gaze to the next living creature that it can see. And that would be, I believe, you are closest, my good friend Nightingale. 13, 14, 17, yeah. That would be Umber and
Sweet.
Nightingale. So what happens next is the creature then suddenly becomes 2. And he is able to move about 3 tiles. So we'll put him this way. Go ahead and grab this guy. Go. Awesome. And at that point, the creature will end his turn. Next to act is Malali.
I need to get closer after seeing this. So get as close as I can get with 30 feet.
Okay.
And then I need to check how close I am.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I think that would be 6. That would get you about as close as I can get you.
Yep. And then how close am I to cast a spell?
You are... Looks like you're about 12, 13, I'd say 12 tiles away. So that's 5 times 12. Math isn't my strong suit, but that's about 60 yards.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, are we using feet for yards here, or is it like actually 3 times as much?
I'm
then
sorry.
for a
60
yard?
feet. 60 feet.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess I'll just try a vicious mockery. So that's a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. What's the DC?
13.
And who are you aiming it at?
This
The one closest to you?
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the only one I'll be able to hit.
I
Anyway,
think so too. All right, he saved. He beat your DC save. Is there any half damage or anything for Vicious Mockery? No. Okay.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, he saves. All right.
And that's all I can do at the moment. That's it. So that ends my turn.
Okay. Up next. Let me see. Let me do a next. Umber, you are next to act.
Oh my goodness. He's. How far does 30 feet get me?
30 feet will get you. So that's 6 tiles, about that close.
I'll get that close.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, get you a bit closer. If I'm going correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. Yeah, that's about where I put it. Yep.
Is he? He's just. He's 15 feet away, isn't he?
Let's take a look. He is 15 feet away. Yes.
Of course he would be. Okay. Well, I'm throwing a hand axe at him then.
All right, throw that hand axe at him. I love it.
Take it out of my side, and I'm going to chuck it at his face. And I'm gonna miss.
That does in fact mix. The hand axe flies by his face, but unfortunately, it's not even close to a glancing blow.
Well, I think that's all I got. I tried.
All right, next up will be Hawk. It is now your turn. Hawk, you're over here, having come in from the gate.
Yeah, just send me towards them the 30 feet.
Okay, 1, 2,
Straight
3,
up.
4, 5, 6. Okay.
That should definitely put me within 80, yeah?
I think you're within 80, yes.
Yeah. So this is a short bow.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
That's an 11. That's garbage.
The 11, unfortunately, does in fact miss.
My rolls are great tonight. That's all I got.
Everybody's rolling fantastic. Look at your initiatives. All right. Anything else? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Alciona, you're up next.
So I am. So I would like to. Did I see what happened from my from where I am at the moment, or am I just seeing people sort of like burst into motion?
What you would have seen, it would have been the boy crying out for help, followed by maybe a blur coming from out of the alley. That blur is covered in these orange, fiery-looking ley lines, so it would have been kind of like a dark grayish charcoal with some orange running through it. And then you would have definitely heard that scream. And with people running into action, I feel like you are very aware that there is a big bad guy over there.
Okay, and is the nearest person to me? Who is that?
Nearest person would either be Theo 7 or 7 point. Yeah, Theo is the nearest person over here.
Okay. What I will do is I will move up, let's say 3 tiles to give myself a clearer view.
Okay, so 1 diagonally to 3.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
You now
So I have clear line of sight as well. Yeah.
Very clear line of sight. Yep.
Fabulous. And assuming upon seeing what it looks like, some kind of disgustingly visaged creature, I will cast Firebolt, please.
Okay, go for it.
And that's a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
Marvelous. I shall roll damage.
Okay. That's 8 points of
yeet.
damage. Lovely.
That is 8 points of fire damage.
All right, 8 points of fire damage. And he does not resist fire damage. All right, and with that hit, finally a fireball, something connects. But when the fireball hits, the other entity that's closer to Nightingale and Umber cackles and laughs. Meanwhile, the creature still standing over the boy reacts to the fireball and turns his attention now towards Theo, Hawk, Malali, and Alciona.
I seem to have got its attention. I assume that's what you wanted.
I would assume so.
Whether we want it or not, here it comes.
Yeah. All right, is that it for your turn, or do you want to move any more?
No, I will stay where I am. Thank you very much.
Okay, up next is Theo.
Excellent, excellent. You know what? Let's have some fun. I am going to move and dash toward the creature. I want to get right up in
You
the
want to
creature's
move,
face,
you
standing
want
over
to
the
go
board.
ahead and move the full
Yep.
12 tiles. Got it. 1, 2,
Yes, sir.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That puts you there.
Beautiful. For what it's worth, I am going to shout out to the creature. Hey, you over here! Just pick on someone your own size. I'm trying to distract it from the boy it's menacing. That is all I got.
All right, got it. Up next would be Nightingale. Nightingale, you are next to act.
Yes. Seeing how everyone has positioned themselves, I would like to move 4 tiles diagonally to the southeast.
Okay, so you want to go this way? Southeast would be away, not towards.
Correct.
Okay, okay, that's 3. Make sure I'm doing that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would be 6. What
Just
about
4
that?
tiles.
4 tiles is all you want? Okay. Then
Yep.
boom, that right here, that'll do it. All right, cool.
And then I'm going to cast Magic Missile, all 3 bolts, on the guy that is closest to Umber.
Okay, this guy
Fire
right
Lady, keep charging the one who hurt the child.
here. Okay, and your magic missile, all 3 bolts. It's like you've done 5, 3, and 2. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So with 10 damage, suddenly the creature you fire your magic missile at explodes and is gone and disappears. You feel that anyone who was around that creature would have been caught in an explosion, but luckily no one was close enough.
Oh, careful.
When you say explodes, like
Like
goo
fire.
explode or
No,
fire? Okay.
Fire.
I'm not afraid of little
Snap,
fire.
crackle, pop, fire.
Oh god.
All right. And anything else here, Nightingale?
That's it for me.
Okay. It is now back to our good friend, the corrupted caravan driver. We'll move this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He lets out another scream. Everybody within 30 feet. So that would pretty much be about here. That would just be Theo and Hawk. Need to make wisdom saving throws.
That's decent.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right. So you both got 17s.
know.
Fantastic. So you both will go ahead and take no damage. You're good to go. Fantastic. All right. Nice. And now, once again, he separates. And this one heads right over here. And he appears right next to Theo. And somehow this once human creature has now grown large fangs and teeth, and his claws are just imagine thick razors extending from his hand as he goes to claw at Theo. All right. Does a 17 hit? I don't think it does. Theo?
Sorry, I was muted. That actually hits because I do not have my shield drawn, so I'm 16 AC without the shield.
Understood. Thank you for your complete and total honesty. Then what we're going ahead and do is we will roll the damage. That is okay. 1d4 and a 1d8. Okay, and you take 11 points of damage.
Oh god, that's not. Ow. Yep, that hurts.
You're still standing, but Theo is certainly bloodied. All right, and that will complete the corrupted caravan driver's turn. Malali, you're up next.
Yeah. I need to give Theo Bardic Inspiration for my bonus action.
Okay.
And then this main guy that's not attacking Theo, I'd like to Dissonant Whispers. And that's a DC Wisdom 13.
Got it. Go ahead and give that a... I need a roll. 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you told me. That's not... Where's my right dice? Here it is. All right, 15.
Okay, so then he will take half of the damage, and then that's it. So I'll roll that. Yeah, 12, so 6.
6 points of damage against him. Got it? Okay.
Yep. And then I'm gonna kind of...
Are you going to flavor that whisper at all, man?
I could. What does he look like?
Oh my goodness! You want me to read the whole description
Like,
again?
No. Like I understand. Like, is he like undeadish or more demon-like?
Oh no, he's something weird and strangely
Weirder?
in between. Like I said, his skin looks like charcoal, and he has active like ley lines going through his skin that
Right.
shine bright orange, and his clothes that manage to not be singed off. They're just kind of hanging loosely like ash to his skin.
Gosh, I don't have anything for this guy. I guess I will say this kind of like in a whisper, like you confuse being loud with being right, just because I just don't know what's going on here. Because he just made a giant scream and split, and then I'm gonna take off because I'm a little bit afraid. I want to book it to the corner of the building over there. Not very
the stable or
yeah, like to the edge of that build. Yeah, the stable.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can get you there. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, I just kind of want to do that and keep watch of everything right now. I'll end my turn with that.
Okay, up next is Umber.
Yes. Can I go 30 feet towards the original guy, and can I pick up my hand axe that I threw on the way through?
Oh, of course. So
Or no?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I see you picked up your hand axe on the way. Yeah.
Cool. I have 2 of them anyway, but I just wanted to. It was on the way, so. Okay, I'm going. How far away is the original?
The original, so the one that was here, 7.
Ooh. Okay. So it'll be with disadvantage if I threw it. I'm gonna try anyway, I guess. I'm gonna try disadvantage throw of a hand axe.
Okay.
Disadvantage. Ooh. One would have been a crit.
One would have been a crit. And you're saying disadvantage because of the distance?
Yes.
And you need how close?
I needed to be 20 feet.
Oh, so yeah, basically 4 tiles. Yep, that is beyond 20.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other one?
It was 22.
22. That does hit. So let's go ahead and roll damage.
Watch out! 6, damage to his face.
6 damage to his face. I don't know if the axe quite hits his face,
I don't know.
but it definitely does get a good solid chunk right into the arm. But when that axe hits, it's like it hit a block of wood. It just goes poof. But it doesn't squish like you would expect flesh and bone and sinew and flesh to do.
Oh, I
it
don't
just
like
sort
that.
of thunks like it's wood. It's kind of hard and.
I don't like that. I think that's all I can do, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I did something. Yay!
You did do something. All right, Hawk. You're up next.
Theo, can you take it if this thing pops?
Not. If it pops, it pops.
That's all I needed. So the one right next to him, arrow.
Okay, the one right next to him, and you want to do an arrow? All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yep, that is correct. Right. Be better. 19.
19 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And since he's standing right next to him, this will be sneak attack. So the short bow damage. And then the sneak damage for a grand total of 8.
8 damage. When your arrow hits the creature, it once again explodes. Theo.
Is there any kind of save to dodge any of this damage, or am I just taking damage?
You're going to do a... Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. All right. For all the marbles, big roll, y'all. It's not a great marbles.
It is not.
Gentle reminder that he has bardic inspiration, I believe.
Ooh,
Yes.
you
You
do
have
have
bardic
bardic
inspiration.
inspiration.
Is that a D6?
D6, yes.
Oh, come on, DCs. That's adding 5. That's an 11. That's enough.
The DC is 13.
That's fair.
So, unfortunately, you do not save.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go ahead and roll us some damage, shall we? Wow. He rolled very low, but I don't think that's going to be helpful. 3 points of damage, which knocks you unconscious, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay. And your eyes kind of hurt. If you weren't unconscious, you'd be blind. And this character goes away. All right. Is that it, Hawk?
And I am backing away. Give him... Yeah, we'll just take the full 30 away from that guy. I'm going to try to get out of the range of that scream.
3, 4, 5, 6. So there you are. Excellent. All right. And does that end your turn?
It do.
Okay. Alciona.
Having watched this unfold, in my estimation, should I hit the original of whatever this is, would it also hit the person who is now on the ground?
I'm going to tell you
Should it
what.
explode?
You're considering this, and as you're considering this, you're looking at the creature, but the creature is about 50 feet away. So if you want to do a perception with disadvantage to take a look, I most certainly would allow you to.
Sure, let's do that.
As a free action, you're studying this, you're looking.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Okay, yeah, at this point, you can't really tell at this distance if there's any difference between the two creatures now that you've had like a really focused look. But you can certainly tell that out of the one, he is there.
All right. I am just going to have to take a chance and fix the problem later, which I'm used to doing. I will cast Firebolt at the same target that I did previously, please.
All right, go ahead and cast Firebolt.
That's an 11 to hit.
That misses.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. Up next, Theo, can you make a death saving throw, please?
Of course, BW. Death saving throw.
30 minutes into the campaign, we're already rolling our first death saving throw. Pretty sure that's not a save.
It's not a save.
No, that would not be a save. All right.
Looked like it was a 1 on my dice. So.
Oh, no. No, it's a 7. You're good. No, you just lost your first death saving throw. You got to lose 3. All right. So that is it for Theo. Nightingale.
Oh no. I would like to move my full movement back toward where Umber was originally this turn.
Okay, so I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 6. This would be it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and try and make the same approximation that Boo did, as I watched the first one explode upon my magic missile sitting it. So that's a perception.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception at disadvantage. You're very far away.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, you're further away than she was. So I mean, like, very difficult for you to see exactly what's happening.
Oh.
Wow. All right, with that roll, you can tell this creature here in front of you is whole, well composed. There's nothing ethereal about it whatsoever. That thing is there.
I yell to Umber, I will be feeling a bit spent after this, but I'll try the same again, and I'm gonna magic missile him 3 times.
All right. 4, 5, and another 4. Wow, is that what we're doing here? You're going to go ahead and pop me with a 13 points of damage. Okay. Magic missile does pop from out of Nightingale's hands, and all 3 bolts land. Boom, boom, boom. The creature remains whole, startled, and it turns its full attention now towards Nightingale.
No, don't look at little bird.
Oh boy. Hello. That's it for me.
All right. It is now the corrupted caravan driver's turn. He's going to make his full movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A copy appears, this time behind Umber. The copy attacks with the claws. And we have a 14 to hit.
Does not hit. You're really ugly up close.
All right, the creature does miss. And then at this point, the creature in the middle of the street does something strange. It begins to flicker back and forth. It's clearly moving. It's shifting between 2 points in time, back and forth, back and forth. It's almost like you could see through them, but at the same time you can't. And he ends his turn. Malali, you're up next. But Malali,
yes. Mm-hmm.
when the creature started shifting back and forth, suddenly something strange started happening in the wagons. The wagons are full of children and some caregivers, adults who can't defend themselves as they're looking after the children. The children begin to hum in unison, and it's a tone. You can hear the tone. Can you make an insight check?
Yes, I can. That is a 6.
The children are humming, but you can't quite discern any reason or logic behind the hum. Go ahead and take your turn.
Okay. I would like to get closer to the fray. We'll probably move my full 30 along the edge of the building.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along the edge of the building, so that puts you there.
Okay, and then I'd like to give Bardic Inspiration to Umber.
Okay. And you can
And
give 2
then-
of those, is that correct?
I have a total of 3 per long rest, so I
3,
have
okay.
one more if I
You got
need.
one more after that.
Yep.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yep. And then I would like to hit the original with Dissonant Whispers again. So that's a Wisdom saving throw of 13.
Wisdom saving throw of 13. Okay. And he rolls a 12.
Ooh, full damage. And he has to immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away from me as it can, using the safest route. So I'll roll the damage for you.
Okay.
And that is 13. And I am going to yell at him, "You split because you're afraid to be seen whole," as my whisper.
I like that one. That's good. All right. So he has to run as far away as he can safely.
Yep.
All right. From you, correct?
Yes, from me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He leaves my
5,
range, so I
6.
get an opportunity attack because my reach is 10 feet.
Why is your reach 10 feet right now?
Because I have a glaive.
He was here.
No, he was one more over.
Are you saying he was?
He was
1,
with. It was
2, 3, 4, 5. It's like here? 6? I don't remember him being here.
No, he was one over. One over.
Here?
Right there. Yes.
He was right next to the child, yeah.
Yeah, he was right next to the child.
Okay. Then go ahead and take your swing.
Glaive
2,
action.
4,
Does a 20 hit?
5, 6. 20 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You have to roll with disadvantage.
Is there a reason?
Yes. He's shifting
Okay.
side to side, kind of phasing in and out. Yeah, you do have to roll with disadvantage. I'm sorry, that does miss.
Wait,
No
what's
damage.
the D6? You got a
D6
D6?
for Bardic. Yep, I just gave you that.
Is that enough?
Still
Is it plus
doesn't
5?
hit. No.
No!
I'm sorry.
We tried.
This is so much damage!
Oh, it would have been so much. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Yes, he is currently doing something strange where he's sort of flickering in and out of existence. And you had to roll with disadvantage. I'm sorry.
Oh, is okay. Okay. I have a question then. As
Yes.
he's running by,
Uh-huh.
does this to Umber look familiar, like the way he looks now that they're closer?
You've
Like
never seen
the
any
fire-
creature like this at all?
Like the fire cracking through him or anything?
No, this is really strange.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yeah. All right. Is that in your turn, Malali? I think you did your movement. You did an action. You have a reaction left. Not a reaction, a bonus. which you
And I used that for
you did.
Bardic, so
Yeah,
I should be out. Yep.
You're all done. Umber, you're up next.
I'm upset this guy left me. And he's going towards Little Bird, right?
Yes, he did go towards Little Bird. He ran away from the bard as far as he could in a safe direction. So yes.
How hard do you think this guy's gonna hit if I... How far away is this guy? Is he...
He's now probably about 30 feet away. Maybe a little more.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
chance it.
About
I'm afraid of Little Bird
35,
getting
40.
hit. I'll get within 10 feet of him, which means I'm leaving the other guy's range.
Okay, so that's 1, 2. Other guy will make a swing on you. And a 12 does not hit, so he misses.
Nope.
So I moved you, 3 already? 4, 5, 6, right here?
Yep.
Or you don't want to be here?
No, you can move me one back. Yeah, right there. 'Cause I
One
can
back?
still reach him.
Yeah, gotcha. You got to reach on him.
And I'm going to swing.
All
Do I
right.
still have disadvantage?
You still have disadvantage. He's still shifting back and forth.
Oh, he's a little poo head. I do not hit.
Yeah, unfortunately, you miss.
That's all I got.
Okay. Hawk, you're up next. And the combat moved really far away from you, didn't it?
Yeah, how far away is Theo from me? Can I get there using my entire turn?
Let's see here. So yeah, right now he's about 10 tiles away. So he's 50 feet away. Oh, we can get you 30 closer.
Yeah, so the full, I can get all the way to him.
You want to use?
That's what I will be doing.
Do your
I'm
dash
dashing.
action? Yep, got it.
I'm getting all the way to him. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Alciona.
I yell out to whoever it is, because I do not know who these people are for the most part, other than Smoke. Have you got, Soldier Boy?
I can try.
Soldier
Okay.
Boy.
Good enough. I move up 30 feet towards the whatever the shambling ley line thing is.
Okay.
And try and get a line of sight on it.
You want to get a line of sight? All right. Let's see here. I think you can get a line of sight if I did this. Boom, boom, and right here would do it. That would be the line of sight. Yeah, pretty far though. We are looking.
Is it within 120 feet?
Oh yeah, he's within 120 feet. You're good.
Then I cast Firebolt.
All right, Firebolt it is.
Does it have disadvantage?
It does have disadvantage. Yes. But this one over here doesn't.
I'm trying to hit the original, so I'll go with what I've got. That's an 11.
All right, so the 11 does miss.
Okay. In that case, I shall end my turn.
Okay, Theo, go ahead and make a death saving throw, buddy.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Better.
Yeah,
There we
all
go.
right, success. All right, you're 1-1. Nightingale, you're up next.
Yes. Do
And,
you remember a couple of days ago we had a conversation when I asked if I could have summoned my familiar
Real quick.
prior to?
Real quick.
Yes.
Okay. The humming from the children is kind of bugging you, and you were doing a lot of studying in song. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. Insight. 9.
Yeah, still unable to discern. The children humming is certainly odd, but you can't tell why they're doing it or anything special about it. Okay, now it's your turn. Go ahead. I mean, it has been your turn, but take your action.
We did have a conversation about having summoned my familiar prior to session 0.
Oh yeah, you have a little familiar buddy with you.
So I turn and I whisper into my hood, "It's time to come out."
Okay.
And if you have a spider token, she is a spider.
I can find maybe a spider token. Let's see here. Let's do a filter for speeder. Oh, there we go. And I think that is a little speeder. We'll just, I don't know how big the spider is, but we'll just do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, little speeder showed up.
I'm going to have it move to be on the back diagonal side of this guy from Umber.
Okay, so you want him to go here.
Correct. He has 20 feet of movement.
Yep.
And I'm going to step in front of Umber.
Okay.
Now he would be opposite side of him. The stream's a little behind on my end.
Okay.
I want to be where the spider is, spider opposite side of him.
Where do you want the spider? Right here?
I think he might be aiming for a flank.
I am, yeah, flanking.
Okay. And where do you want to be?
In the spot where the spider was.
Got it. Okay.
And I say, Master Calavar, guide my blade. As I draw my saber, I'm going to bonus action Booming Blade and try and hit him.
All right. Go ahead. And you're going to be rolling at a disadvantage.
That would be a straight roll with the spider flanking.
Right. Straight roll. Fair enough. The 10, unfortunately, does not hit.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. It's the corrupted caravan driver's turn. The shaking and his flickering back and forth suddenly stops. But when it stops, the bits of charcoal-ish, wood-ish, dense skin, or whatever it is that it has, seems to have repaired itself. And he's looking healthier than he once did. He readies his claws and aims straight for Nightingale. Does a 17 hit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Five points of damage. So that big claw of his, he just took a big swing and bite out of crime on Nightingale. Meanwhile, the image of him that's over here, I'm now bouncing, explodes. No one's close enough to be injured. And then the creature creates another copy and places it right there. And that will end his turn. Now that he's no longer flickering, the humming from the wagons comes to a standstill. The humming has stopped. Malali, you're up next.
I have a question. Does it look like Hawk's gonna be like trying to stabilize this
You
person
can
on the
ask.
ground? Yeah, Hawk. Like
Speak
Hawk,
as a
are you good with
speak a
him?
free action, yeah. He doesn't know his name, by the way.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I should. Hey, are you taking care of that guy?
Just kill whatever that thing is.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. I'm gonna give your character Hawk Bardic Inspiration in case you need it to help him, and then I'm gonna do my 30 move towards the fight going on.
Okay, so you're moving. Let me move closer to you so it's easier for me to move you. Yeah? Yeah. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where you want to be?
Yeah. Yep, that looks good to me. And then
Sure you
I'm
don't want
going
to check on little boy?
I mean, I don't have anything to help him.
Okay.
Is he dead, or is he just like...
You don't know.
I don't know. This thing seems like a threat. I don't have time at all.
Fair enough.
And I'm gonna do vicious mockery at one of them, because that's all I can do right now. So that's a wisdom.
Why don't you make a
saving
perception check?
throw. Sure.
Let's do a perception check now. And you're within range, so you could do it without disadvantage. Which one do you really want to focus on? The one closest? Or the one that's...
That would be the one closest. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see, because I don't know what's going on. It was so far away.
Yeah.
So. And I got a 13 for that check.
Okay. With a 13 on that check, you kind of tell that this guy that's standing right there is a little faint. Kind of like a whisper. Its claws certainly seem thick. But everything else is sort of immaterial, laced with magics, but somewhat see-through.
So almost like not real? Can I don't really... I only have vicious mockery. I'll target the one that's not faint then. Or the other one.
All right. So this one over here. Go ahead.
Yep, and that's DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Right. Let's do it. 17.
Okay, nothing happens.
Disarmed at a darn. Okay. Would you like to communicate what you observed with the others?
Yeah, I feel I would mention, hey, you guys up there, this one in front of whatever you are is
It's a tiefling.
glowing. Yeah. I can't see. She's facing a different direction.
Whatever you are.
So I'm just gonna be like, that one in front of you is like not real-ish. I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of like see-through.
Okay. All right. So he's made his communication. Good job, Malali. So eloquent. All right, Umber, you're up next.
I'm going to try to flank with Little Bird to the original one. I'm scooting past the one that he summoned.
You want to kind of
Again.
land here?
I want to flank so I can get advantage.
So, okay.
probably behind
So
him.
I'll say you're moving through this square into here. So that's 2, 3, 4. You could do that if that's what you want to do, but he gets an opportunity attack.
Yep.
All
He
right.
sure does.
All right. Does a 16 hit?
Meets it, beats it.
Oh, bits it. Here we go. 10 points of damage. His claws, as you run by, just sink right into your back. You know, where the scars are.
Mm-hmm. I have lots of scars. That's okay.
All right.
And then I'm going to attack this guy here
Okay, go for it.
in front of me.
Yeah, he is whole, so no disadvantage.
21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
How is a 9?
9 damage. All right,
Yep.
9 points of damage to it. You hit it, and it was a good, solid hit. But man, it's like you're just hitting the tree trunk. My gosh.
Yeah. I'm gonna also bonus action do second win to heal myself.
All right, go ahead and roll for that.
Wow.
All right, you get 2 HP back.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
It is. That it is. All right, and does that end your turn there, Umber? You did a move, you did an action, and a bonus action.
Yep. I that's all I can do.
All right.
Good.
Hawk, what would you like to try doing?
Yeah, medicine check on Theo. Try to stabilize him.
All right, go ahead and do that for me.
Oh my god.
You have my bardic inspiration.
It's not gonna work, but yeah, okay, let's try.
It'll prevent you from crit
Actually-
failing.
I mean, it wouldn't matter. You either stabilize or you don't. But
Yeah.
even if I did the bardic inspiration, it's not gonna help him. So I'm not
No.
gonna use it right now.
Yeah, I don't think. I think I'm not gonna like say you hurt him any, but the one on the medicine check, you do not stabilize him. No,
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna penalize. If you did it twice in a row, though, we'll talk. Okay. Okay. All right. And so that's your action. Anything else you want to do, Hawk?
I might need a little help over here.
Okay. Free action to call it for help, and then I take it that will conclude your turn.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Alciona, you're up next.
I hear the man shout that. So I use my movement to move up to the person who is prone on the floor.
Okay.
And I look up at the guy who stood next to me, who clearly made an attempt. I look at him and go help. And then I cast Cure Wounds on the man on the floor.
Very well. Hawk,
Could've
I
told me
will
you could do that.
allow you to make your movement.
And as I'm like, if she touches him, I'm like, you could have told me you could do that.
You said you had it.
Oh god.
Just yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
no.
Move me up as the 30 feet since.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That'll
All
do
right.
her.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll let you do your movement. And Alciona, go ahead and take your action. What would you like to do to help
Yes,
poor
I
Theo here?
cast Cure Wounds. He gains 6 hit points.
All right, Theo, you are back in the fight.
Ooh, awesome.
Now, remind me, he cannot take an action this turn, correct?
I think that only applies to if I succeeded saving throws to come back to consciousness. If I'm healed, I just come back
Well,
prone,
let me
right?
find
Yeah,
out.
if you get a hit point back, you come back to full.
Yeah, he's
do
just
everything
prone,
again.
so he's gonna use half his movement to get back up.
Fair
but-
enough. That sounds good to me. All right, let's go ahead and let's get you up from knockdown. And Alciona, does that conclude your turn?
Other than I say, up you get, and be careful of the exploding ones. Now you go help as well, and that will end my turn.
Okay. All right. So you used half your movement to get up, Theo. Theo, you shake free, and you kind of see this situation where a nice blue elf lady helped you get back up, said, up you go. And it seems everybody has shifted towards the front of the caravan.
All right, regaining consciousness. I'm gonna just well, thank you. Stand up almost immediately, and with a free action, I'm going to draw my shield off my back. With my action, I'm going to touch my own chest and use 4 points of lay on hands to heal myself and
Okay.
get more upright. And then I'm going to.
So that would be
let's see,
4
so-
HP for you, is that correct?
Yes, I should be at 10 now if my math is right.
That is
Sorry,
correct, yes.
I do small math. Good job.
Small math.
Way easier than big math.
Oh, yeah.
Let me with the shield drawn and feeling a little bit, well, I've got healer at my back. I'm gonna move up 20 feet towards the fray,
Okay. 1,
and
2, 3. Well, you can only move up 15.
15. So you're right,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'll move my
Yeah,
full
that's-
15. Thank
Yep.
you.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'll
And
put you there.
that's gonna be the whole deal.
All right. Nightingale, you are in a pretty bad spot.
That I am.
And as you're currently flanked, and yeah, what would you like to do with your turn?
I say again in the deeper voice this time. Master Calabar, guide my hand. as I try once again to bonus action Booming Blade and hit him with my saber.
All right, go for it. You are rolling with advantage.
Does a crit hit?
And a nat 20 does crit. Let's go ahead and make your crit attack. And your Booming Blade damage.
Booming Blade only occurs if he moves from his place.
Right. So that's going to be 11. Now, movement means... Let me make sure I understand, because he does weird movement things. He does weird movement things, and now I have to look past all the other things because this is a horrible search interface. My gosh. Okay, so on hit, target suffers from normal effects and then becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more. Okay, I'm going to say any of his movement speeds that make him move 5 feet or more. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Wonderful. And that's it for me, because I know that Nightingale knows if he moves, it's probably lights out.
Okay. So you'll stay there?
Yep.
All right. This guy standing next to you explodes. You're going to need to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 13.
Con.
Seven. All right. So we are going to have to roll the damage for this. And okay. 3 points of damage, and you are blinded.
I am downed first. My eyes hurt.
Are unconscious. The blindness for you has worn off. Theo.
Thank you.
All right. Now, this creature, chuckling. I take it the spider's probably also out. You're no longer able to concentrate? Or
That would be correct.
yes.
Spider disappears.
Yeah, spider goes away. Bye-bye. And then we're going to come over here. And he is going to attack Umber.
No, I don't want to. Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look, BW. I don't appreciate that look. You said you wouldn't kill us, BW. See, I told you we're all gonna die. This is great. Are you proud of yourself?
Oh, this is a great... It was just one guy, someone said.
No.
Oh my gosh, could I roll lower?
It really doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure I'm down.
I mean, you're down, yeah. All right, 4 points of damage.
4 points? That's
4.
exactly that's what I had. I have a question though.
Yes.
Before I go down,
Uh-huh.
as a reaction, because someone hit me within 5 feet, can I erupt with superheated force and do fire damage?
I will allow you to take your reaction, absolutely, but emote it very well.
Oh yeah. I just saw my little bird friend go down, and I was very upset with that to begin with. But then he turns and hits me too, and I think the flames are just going, and as soon as he hits me, and it's just like all the anger that I was trying to like snuff down is just bursting out of my little scars that are on my face and on my arms that look like lava boiling underneath. They kind of all burst with color as well, with my hair and my eyes, and just from within, this heat resonates out as I fall down. And I believe it only does 2 fire damage right now, though.
It does. But It's better than no fire damage. And with that, the heat does eke out of your body, does penetrate. His charcoal gray skin glowing even more. He then moves. The booming blade damage will trigger. This is a 1d8 thunder damage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and roll the 1d8. 4. Actually, you roll yours. What am I doing? Go roll your damage, buddy. Don't let me roll it. What was the damage you rolled? Okay, 3. I'll
Was
tell
a
you,
3.
You want to take my damage or yours?
I would definitely like to take the 1 more point of damage.
You got it. All right. Right now, that corrupted caravan driver is looking real rough. But he's going to go ahead and move. He already moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to move there, and then suddenly he starts to flicker again, side by side, flickering.
Pause.
Yes.
Because I crit him on the hit, would the booming blade damage be crit as well?
Ooh. Let's find out.
I don't believe I've ever been in that situation before with booming blade, so I don't know.
That's a good question. Okay, so from what I could tell, the delayed damage that happens if the target willingly moves before your next turn, that's a separate event and not part of the crit. It only happens later and only if the creature moves. So in this case, he did move. We're not going to double your thunder damage.
That's
Good
fair.
question. I think that, but based on just the quick reading, the rules as written, that does not seem to be part of your crit damage, no. Because that's a spell effect versus the actual critting with the hit. So no, I don't think we're going to do that.
Right.
All right.
That's why I asked, because of the delay.
All right, but we can research that question further, but based on what I got back real fast, no, the answer is no. All right. He's flicker stepping, and it is now Malali's turn. When he begins to flicker step, the children once more begin their humming.
That's very weird.
Go
Can
ahead
I...
and cite again.
Okay. 10.
Since this is the second time this has occurred, I'm going to let you roll with advantage.
22.
With a 22, you recognize that the humming is harmonic. And then you see the flickering, which is also letting off another tone. The children are creating dissonance, but their humming isn't loud enough. Perhaps with the right performance, you can cause enough dissonance to stop whatever it is this caravan driver is doing.
Well, that seems perfect for a bard. If I... well, I guess I will pull out... let me see what I have. I think I have a flute. I think I have... Because I haven't pulled out anything yet. Yeah, I do have a flute, but I don't think I have it written down on here. Oh, there it is, a flute. Yeah. I'll just start playing a...
With
what
the
kind of...
flute, you're going to try to match the tone of their hum.
Yeah, I have a flute or a trumpet, and I don't think a trumpet's gonna match their hum. I don't know if the flute will either.
You're a bard. The flute can. I played the flute. I know it can.
Okay.
Not only
Then
that, but the flute is very easy to cause dissonance with. Since you have a flute, roll your performance with advantage.
Okay.
I did not know you had a flute. Yes, the 14 will hit the DC for this particular check. As you play the flute, matching the tone of the children's humming, they, being inspired by your performance, also grow louder to the point where the creature is no longer flickering and instead snaps out of it, falling prone onto the ground, head reeling. It is clearly suffering from the music. It's in the worst shape you've seen it in yet.
That would be considered an action, I suppose, for my performance.
That would be an action, correct.
Am I allowed to use a bonus action to attack with a dagger, or would that not work?
I'm pretty sure that won't work. The bonus action to throw a dagger, you want to get up and hit him?
I would probably move up onto him if I can.
You would have had to been dual wielding.
Yeah.
I think.
Would I have to be dual wielding?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you
Then
got.
I won't do that then.
Yeah, because you already pulled out a flute. You started playing it, and you got to put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, I'll just keep playing the flute. It seems to be hurting him, and I will end my turn.
Very.
Maybe I'll start dancing a little bit.
Do you want to advance?
No, dancing.
Oh yeah, you're
Start,
dancing.
Like,
Oh
kicking
yeah.
my feet a little bit with it. Yeah. Like,
Oh well, heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything, but
No,
yeah.
I know. It's just for looks. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I
gotta go
got
with
you.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'll end my turn.
Umber, go ahead and make a death saving throw.
You got it, buddy.
12. All right. I'll succeed. All right. Up next, Hawk. What say you?
All right, how far am I from dude?
From dude, you are currently 8 tiles, so about 40 feet.
40 feet, so I will not get on top of him in this turn.
Now, he is prone, though, so even your range attacks would have advantage, I believe, correct?
No, they would have disadvantage because he's prone. Ranged attacks
Yeah.
are disadvantaged.
Oh,
from
right.
prone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, dang it, I can't get right on him. If I was right on him, then I could do my melee attack. But this is what we're gonna do. Move me up my full 30 that I can move straight towards that thing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And as I pass the bard, toot toot, that's a hell of a flute. And I am going to go ahead with bow out, and I'm just going to release disadvantage.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you, it's not disadvantage. I don't care what rules are written here. He's on the ground writhing.
All right.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
I was going to say, is it advantage?
Not going to give you that much. I'm already helping you a little bit.
All right.
As in my mind, I'm picturing this. You ran up. He's right there. You're not going to miss this hit. Unless you're just in the excitement.
Says you.
In the excitement.
All right. Cool short bow. God, dog in a...
Yeah,
biscuit.
no, still that's not going to hit it. No. Eight.
Do you think it would hit with bardic inspiration?
Thank you for reminding me.
Do you have a bardic inspiration?
I do. Let's go ahead and roll that sucker. I just need a D6, yeah?
Let me just double check his AC. Okay.
I mean, I have nothing to lose at this point anyway. Nah, that's not going to do it. I don't
No,
think.
that doesn't do
Dang
it.
it.
It misses still. All right.
Yep.
Next up would be Alciona.
I take in the sights. Seeing more people on the floor, I am concerned. I will dash towards the prone, not horrific looking people in an effort to try and help, whilst others seem to be focusing their efforts on the grisly thing.
6. That would be 6.
Is that dash?
Oh, that's 6. That's I owe you more. 1. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're dashed there on top of the little bird.
Okay, good enough. And that will unfortunately end my turn.
Very well. Theo.
Ooh, difficult. I think I'm gonna dash, or I'm gonna run past the bard using my full movement.
Okay,
Let's
use
say
back here. 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 6 right here. Yep.
What can we do? Let's take a look. Really not anything. But dashing seems like a bad idea.
Does it?
It kind of does.
He's
this
prone.
thing is down on the ground.
He's
Yeah, that's
prone.
true. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll dash right up to it and get as close as I can.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say you want to get right here behind him.
I'm trying to re-pull the stream, sorry. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. And I'm going to firmly put the shield between me and it in case it does explode before I get a chance to swing at it.
Okay.
But that is movement and action, and that's what I got. So that's me.
All right, you got it. Nightingale, make a death saving throw, buddy.
Yep, coming up. That is a fail.
That would be a fail. Okay. Up next would be the corrupted caravan driver. He stands up straight. Theo, would you like to make your reaction?
Do I get a reaction for him just standing up?
Believe you
I thought he had
do.
to move out of my
Believe
range.
that would invoke an opportunity attack. Let me see here.
I'm happy to take one. Just double check that for it because I don't.
I'm double checking. Oh, apparently it doesn't. You can take an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach. Never mind. So no, standing up will cost half your movement, but he's not technically moving out of your reach yet. So that does not do you any good. All right, he's standing up and he is falling apart. And once again, lets out a blood-curdling scream. I need everybody within range of our 30 feet-ish radius.
I'm giving up. My dice hate me.
You're not the only one.
Within that will be everybody who is conscious. That's everybody. Everybody's going to go ahead and make their DC Wisdom saving throw checks, except as he screams, the flute that's playing and the humming in the wagons continue to increase their volume. The humming in the carts in particular are somehow interrupting and interfering with this scream, that its normal psychic piercing properties are distorted. You can roll your wisdom saving throws with advantage. Those who are unconscious are unaffected.
Okay, second one's way better.
All right, that looks to me that everybody got over a 13, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, everybody, you're okay. No damage. He then flickers, but instead of swiping side by side, another copy of him appears, and this time it'll be behind Mr. Hawk there, and the creature will take a swing at you, Hawk. And misses. Okay. That will end the caravan driver's turn. Malali, how you doing, bud?
Well, I'd like to help, and I feel like
the humming from the wagons
close.
have stopped.
Okay, so I can put away my flute pull out my daggers, run up onto him, and stab.
If you want to stab, you most certainly are welcome to stab. Are you ready?
That is what I'd like to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say, you want to be there, you want to be here?
There, so flanking, yeah. Like
Okay.
in the middle of it, yep.
Okay, you want to be in the middle of it?
Yeah.
Right here is good. You can flank here, right?
That's fine, yeah. If I can flank there, I'll flank there.
I think. Well, let me double check here real quick. And been a minute, I'm a bit rusty here. So flanking rules are optional. So since they're optional, they're not on opposite tiles as what people typically like to do. You know what? I'm going to go and stick with that since they're optional. Let's say you need to be opposite. So I'm going to put you there for the flanking.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Alright, so I will roll my first attack. 21 to hit.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And then maybe make your other
6.
attack. 6, okay.
And then advantage with the bonus action. Oh, almost a 20. 19.
Both hit, roll both damage. You got 6 and now one more.
Yeah, and this one only gets the D4. It doesn't
right.
get the adjusted rate, so I don't know how to...
Just roll a D4.
I'll
Just roll a raw D4. That's what you got to do. Oh, that'll...
it's a 3. It's a 3.
Yep. Okay, we'll take 3. So that means you did a total of 9 damage. All right. This thing is looking roughed up. And you count your lucky stars. You hit the physical one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He duplicated. It's a chance
Oh,
you
I
hit
didn't
the
look.
copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, you did not hit the copy. You hit the original. So with that, would you like to end your turn?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Very good. Umber, go ahead and make a death saving throw.
Okay. Let's hope it's real good, you guys. It's the same.
It's that'll be good enough. All right. Hawk.
Yeah, so I don't even care this dude's behind me, so he's going to go ahead and get his opportunity attack, but I am going to move myself up. I'm dropping my bow in the moment while I'm running up on him, dropping the bow, pulling out the rapier, and stabbing the crap out of this guy.
You have got it. Let me go ahead and roll his attack, and he misses.
That's what I like to hear. Let's see if I can do the opposite of that. There we go.
Oh, 22 to hit hits. Go and roll your damage.
And that's going to be with our sneak attack. So there's that. And then there is that. So that is a total of 8.
8 damage. Go ahead and describe your killing blow against this strange, corrupted caravan driver.
I've watched this thing create multiple copies. I've watched it explode. Singing children, the whole 9 yards. And as I take my rapier and stick it straight in center mass of this thing and bury it down to the hilt, I never liked bell music. And I rip it out as hard as I can from his body.
As you do that, it falls to its knees, and it releases one last wheezing phrase. You remembered. You shouldn't have. And then collapses into dust, ink, and it basically vaporizes right before your eyes, turning to dust. Nothing but just this weird bluish gray charcoal ash remains on the ground with one single bone. Fused to the bone is a Veramont medallion, just like the one you found on the wolf.
So it's just there laying on the ground. I immediately scoop down to pick that sucker up.
Okay, it's attached and fused to a bone. And let's say
Yeah,
this bone is the creature's spine. So this is a pretty obvious bone.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it.
All right, everybody. I think it's pretty clear those in the immediate proximity just watch this dude scoop up the guy's spine. Whether or not that's a question mark for you. All right, I am going to allow anyone with any healing capability to go ahead and exercise actions to revivify and or get our people who are making death saving throws. We still need to roll those actions. So next up on the initiative order after Hawk, which I believe you've done a little bit of movement. He's gone, so let's get rid of this guy. He is disappeared, and the guy behind him also disappears with an explosion, but the explosion hits nobody. All right, Alciona, you're up next in the initiative order.
Who is looking worse for wear out of Bird and Fire Lady?
Bird is looking worse for wear.
Fair enough. Since we are in initiative but out of initiative but wibbly wobbly timey wimey, will you allow me to take 10 to stabilize?
Taking 10 to stabilize, like a full 10 minutes?
Well, it's like, so it would be essentially like just taking enough time to ensure a DC 10. If not, then that's fine. I will roll for it.
Let's see here, because we are in the middle of making death saving throws. So taking 10 to stabilize. In 5th edition, the old take 10 rule, that's from 3.5, and Pathfinder does not exist by default. You can't.
That's fine.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is.
The answer is no. Then that's fine.
Well, no, hold on. It's an optional, and I like the concept, but I just think when you say I'm going to take 10 to do something, I mean you're going to take 10 minutes of real time to do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I think
fully understand.
Yeah, I think you're going to need to go ahead and make your action checks here.
Fine. I would like to do so using one of my luck points, please.
All
so
right.
I will roll with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Unfortunately, that does not stabilize him.
Okay. I'm having a little trouble. Any help would be appreciated.
All right, Theo, you're next up in initiative order.
Yeah, if I hear her say that, I'm going to go over and use a lay on hands on the tiny bird.
Okay, lay on hands. How many points? I think you have just
1 point.
Yep.
That's all we got.
All right, 1 point on Nightingale. Nightingale gasps
Bird's
for
not
breath
dying on me today.
and is laying prone. You see a stranger, half elven, fair complexion, kind of dirty blonde brownish hair, looking over you, blue eyes, and you see the light blue from the healing hands sort of bring you back to life, and you're conscious. Nightingale, it is your turn. You are still prone.
I take a look around as I'm getting up using half my move speed. And I see the strangers around me. I'm still feeling very, very hurt. I notice Umber. I don't know her name yet, but Fire Lady, who is the only thing left that I have any sort of attachment to. I run over and I'm going to attempt to stabilize.
Okay, go ahead and make your roll.
Medicine. Well,
All right, unfortunately, that does not help stabilize her. But, you know, at least she didn't crit fail the medicine check, you know.
turn back and look over. Help.
All right, Malali, you would be up next.
Yes. Can I really don't have a lot of medical skill, but if I'm close enough, I would love to go up there and assist.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get there, but I'm just going to let you know as far as turn order goes, Umber is making a death saving throw on the next turn.
Yeah, and I can't do anything if I have to use more than my 6 movement. So
you can make a medicine check.
Did I get up on there? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see if I got up. Okay, yeah, I can make a medicine check then.
All right, go ahead and do that.
I'll attempt it. Nope.
Yeah, no, that's not going to do it. Umber, go ahead and make a death saving throw. You have 2 successes, no fails.
Yeah, well, our rolls are on fire tonight. Wow, that went for a journey?
I did. That is a failure. All right.
That's okay, guys. This is gonna be great.
Hawk, you're up next.
Yeah, take me to the fire, lady. Let's try her again.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're there.
Sweet, let's do it.
Oh! All right. Hawk, why don't you go ahead and narrate for us your battle dressing and healing skills as you were trained in first aid as a scout.
What took you down again? Was it a claw?
But yeah.
Okay.
He turned around and clawed my face or back or something.
Oh, right in the back. That's right. So running up, seeing the blood pooling underneath her, realizes that the wound is underneath and quickly rolls her over and begins to apply pressure to the wounds in order to stop bleeding and to staunch any more blood from coming out, and holding it in place and taking whatever rag, anything nearby that he can to kind of help sop up some of the mess and just holding it in place. It's like, come on, hold it together for me, girl. Hold it together. And he just holds pressure.
And with that, because we live in a fantasy world where that will suddenly make her wake up a little bit, she's doing pretty good on her own. She does wake up and she responds. Takes a big, heavy gasp of breath. And while this is going on, everybody's kind of in a strange state of, well, shock, disbelief. Half of you had fallen unconscious at one point or another, with the other half, all of you valiantly thought. No one could certainly disagree with that. As she breathes air yet again and comes to a conscious state, the townsfolk begin to emerge. They look around and see what has transpired. One of the children comes from out of the wagons and begins drawing a symbol in the dirt. Hollow knows you're here. You could feel it in the earth. Eventually, a constable steps forward. Get your people off the square, now! We'll mind the wagons. The constable then begins to try to usher you in with a lot of other guards. And they're trying to bring you in to a building. Do you comply?
What does this building look like?
Well, from the outside, it looks like a very, very nice, stately abode. Didn't know any better. They're taking you inside a noble's house.
Oh, no.
Whoa. Why are you...
Go ahead.
I was just gonna be like, why are you herding us away? What's going on here?
And the guards are really trying to push you out of the way, but then you notice that the children and some of the caregivers are also going into the house as well. It seems to me that they're trying to, well, it would seem to you that they're trying to get everybody involved into a stable, calm place before the streets fill up with other people. If you want to make an insight check, you may go ahead and do so. And I will say that the constable is saying, please, for your own good. And Theo, no fire escapes his lips. Inside of one, Umber, you don't know how to make heads or tails. You're still kind of just coming out of it.
Let's go inside for now. Just Listen to the man.
Yeah, I'm following him for now.
Okay. So the constable brings you, and you notice all the kids and everybody. And there's a couple other guards now who are trying to take care of the wagons. And we're going into this building here, the one with the stable by the guardhouse. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of take a neat little peek inside the building here. And not quite what I thought or remembered was in this room. Let's pretend that it's a nice dining room. And let's see here. Where was the noble's house? I thought that was the noble's. Whatever. Anyways. That's not the noble's house. There is a nice house over here. Not the one with that. That's more of a tower. Did I have a nice house? That's the druid's house. You know what? Pretend this is a noble's house and I'll fix it later, okay? We'll fix it in post. No, we won't. All right. Pretend there's a nice dining room table in here, okay? It's very well appointed. Lots of dusty tomes, and there's lots of books and things like that. And let me just go to another place where we were not distracted by the room that it's not. And let's just pretend that was a very nice noble's house. Okay, everybody, let's just pretend that's what happened there. All right, fantastic. We are telling stories, right? Very fantastic. Good. And you're escorted into this house, and essentially there's a large, long dining table. The 6 of you are able to find easy seating. And in another room, there's a lot of pillows and other furniture for people to sit at. A couple of the kids and pretty much all of the kids and a couple of the caregivers go over there. The older caregivers who are short of breath from the excitement, the explosions, the screaming, the humming, and the pure confusion, they're sitting at the table. There are a lot of servants around, and they're quickly offering water, especially to those who are injured the most, and the caregivers. The children seem fairly calm and collected. And then shortly, in the midst of all of the confusion and the commotion with the servants trying to respond and the constables escorting people, and a man, clearly the noble of this house, comes rushing down the stairs. His footwork was elegant, though hurried. His expression, that of panic and concern. Rushing past his guards and servants, he only stops when met by the caregivers in the adjacent room. He turns his attention in there, looks around, and a hurried greeting he offers them is simply, "How are the children?" he asks as his eyes jump side to side, tracking each of their little faces. Collecting himself, he steps forward, graceful, dressed in long layered garb, dark and earth-toned. No colors mark his clothing, no sigil, displaying no outward allegiance to any house. In a border town, you consider this either a display of political non-affiliation or someone hiding where his true loyalties lie. His gray eyes flicker with mirth and measurement. He wears a silver mask over his left eye and turns his attention to you. Person Hollow thanks you. You burned brightly when all else froze. That is rare. Anything we can do to help you and the children will do. Please rest. Does any of you need any additional medical care? He's looking carefully at Umber and Nightingale, who seem to be sort of there, but certainly on the edge.
I am still a bit rather hurt. Did anyone check on the child who was on the pathway outside?
We'll send for that child. And he kind of looks up, and as though on cue, as you're saying that, one of the constables is bringing the child in. And when he eyes this, he looks and he goes, "You there!" And he points at one of the constables who's standing watch at the door. "Go fetch Finley Mosshand. Bring her here immediately." And he listens. And he runs out the door. And he turns back and he goes to one of the caregivers and he begins overlooking the child. And he looks towards your party and he's kind of spying who he believes to be the healer of the group, and points at Alcyona. "Can you help?"
I'll have to pick.
You'll have to pick.
Sorry, is he pointing at the child or is he pointing
He's
at
pointing
the bird?
at he's asking you to help with the child.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I walk over to the child and I will cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. You are casting Cure Wounds on the child.
As long as they look like it'll work, yes.
Okay. Child is alive. And you do heal him.
Okay, I will cast thing. 6
Very
hit points.
He is healed, but doesn't wake. He doesn't stir. His breathing is gone from that of highly varied from in and out to a steady pace and tone, but he does not wake from his slumber. The noble places his hand on yours in a reassuring way and says, "Thank you. I think what ails him is perhaps beyond our care, but Finley should be able to help." And he looks back at the caregiver, and this is an older lady, but she's kind of dressed in dark clothing, and maybe now is a moment where you all kind of begin to realize, especially you, Hawk and Theo, you spent several days traveling with these children and the caregivers, and it wasn't until recently that the children began to act peculiarly, but they were dressed in dark clothes. And Hawk, you remember, they were running from something. Begins to dawn on you specifically, Hawk. These children might be refugees, but from what? From who? You're not sure. Make a history check.
Well, here goes nothing. That's a 40.
With a 14, you know that in Vermont, and really throughout all of the Four Kingdoms, there is a group that refer to themselves as the Circle of Ash. And in particular, they look for lay-touched people. People who got too close to the lay. People who changed by the lay. People who were changed like you. Something you've done well to hide. These children lay touched. Yeah, kind of question and wonder. And you think back to the hum. You think back to the strange riddles in which they speak. You think back that they knew something was wrong with the driver before anyone else. They can see the lay, like you can. When you get close to a binding point, how things stir. The energy around them is pure. Some of the lay energies that you have seen throughout your days, and I'm speaking to all of you because all of you are lay touched one way or another. Some of it as of late has been very strange. As opposed to a pale yellow, orangish glow that you've come accustomed to seeing lay energy sort of work in, has lately become tainted, dark, black, and purple. That's the same energy you saw glowing off of that corrupted driver. Though his glyphs were orange, the energy from his shouts and his screams were like ash, violet, pink, and ink. Not pink. Ooh, ink is what I meant to say. There we go. That's the word. And suddenly it begins to click. Children are like you. Hawk, you know a lot more of the context than maybe the others because of where you're from. But everyone kind of gets the idea. It settles over them. These children got too close to some type of binding point or fracture or ley line, and they're changed and they're running from something.
Hawk's gonna go look at the noble. It's like, hell of a place you got here, governor, mayor.
Oh.
What do we call you?
No. No, he shakes his head and he stands up, realizing that the child is stable. He turns his attention back to you and he says, no, my political titles, well, they've died a long time ago, and quite frankly, I'm not too interested in them. I'm simply a resident. Here. Can we see to the others? Is everyone okay? He asks again, earnestly. Theo, you would note that you see no fire escape his lips.
I will go around the room and do first aid as much as possible.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we could pretty much consider this a short rest if you guys want to go ahead and make those rolls. It is in the evening time, so long rest time certainly is coming upon us, but feel free to go ahead and do whatever short rest actions you would like to do. Just inform me of any health changes, please.
Yeah, I'm back up to full.
All right, fantastic. So after the bandaging and the short rest and time has passed, let's go ahead and get all the heals going. So Umber, you're back up to 12.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fantastic. And let me just delete Caravan Driver from who I'm tracking. And that looks to me like we have Nightingale up another 4.
Yep, 5 total.
So you're at 5 total. Okay, you're looking pretty good. Anybody else wanting to heal? All right, cool. So you have pretty much done that. Yeah, everybody's kind of fixed up and cleaned up, and while all that rest is happening, Graven turns his attention to you and he says, Crescent Hollow does not have heroes. You live in a place like Crescent Hollow because nothing ever happens here. Well, aside from what the High Throne has placed upon us, there's a great burden for those who come through in and out of this town, going either to Vermont or Arwindale. There are problems, obviously, but it comes in these times. And the High Throne does provide a service. Kinda see a touch of flame come out of his mouth with that there, Theo.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of collects himself. It's for the greater good. A bit more fire. So,
For the greater good.
what? He notes what you said, nods and continues. To what do we owe the pleasure that you could be here at such an opportunity? Why are we so fortunate? 6 heroes such as yourself came to here.
Nightingale's whole home is gone. Elarendel was taken by the storm.
I've heard about a storm. I did not. His voice kind of stopped short, and he considers briefly for a moment. Arendelle was gone, and then he kind of, what do you mean, gone?
What is left of the town was swallowed by the forest, the vines. The trees seem to get up and walk away from their places.
Considers
The
what
rest
you-
of the village is disappeared. I am all that is left.
Considers very carefully what you said. Anyone who, Umber and Nightingale, go ahead and make an insight. And then he continues and he says, how many days ago was this?
A day.
A day? And you can kind of tell with your roll of 14, Umber, it's like he's doing mental math calculations. A day. And you're sure of it?
Yes.
That's when I came across it in Little Bird.
That moment, the door flies open into the hall. And definitely not young. Short halfling. Very old. Just looking at her, you could tell, well, she's older than the dirt that stains her cloak. Her cloak made of leaves, grass growing out of her hair. She enters slowly and looks at everyone one at a time, considering each and every single individually one of them. And she looks at each of you as though you are guests, strangers, but guests in her own home. She turns her attention to the children and assesses the situation and goes, yes, show me to the child. The consul begins to take her over, then she goes, never mind, it'll just get in the way, and she takes herself, kind of dropping sort of the guise of what she's able to see and ascertain, only to promptly help the child. She begins her work, and the noble turns back to you all and says, if anyone can help him, it's her. Please, forgive myself. Her name is Graven. You might hear a few people refer to me as Sir Graven. But you may just call me Graven. As I mentioned, I'm just simply a resident of this town. You live here for a quiet life. Clearly, we haven't had any of that. His face kind of turns pale as he considers and thinks through a few things. Again, it's like mental calculus is going on. He's thinking, he's pondering, he's considering, and he's now concerned. You deserve a reward befitting. He's measured the actions that you've taken. A reward befitting the heroes that you are. I have to fetch it. And he looks to each of you, tries to kind of size you up, points to the Kenku wizard. You. Strong with magics, yes?
Still learning, but I'm confident I have some skill.
Very good. And then he points at Umber, who's seated next to Nightingale. Oh, yes. Fighter, clearly. And then on to Malali. It was you playing the flute out there, along with the humming. And he looks over to Theo. Shield, sword. Okay. And he nods and then continues on to Hawk. Looks at you closely. You wear no colors. Scout, correct?
What of it?
Very good. Confirms it, and he looks finally at Alciona and you. Yes, you. Kind of a budding alchemist, I'm sure. Right. Okay.
What?
I'll return tomorrow morning. If I'm not back by tomorrow morning, meet me at the old bell tower just northwest of town. It's outside the gate in the woods. Tomorrow morning at dawn. Okay?
Thinking back to when the bell tolled when we arrived, was it from that general direction?
You're going to have to roll a history with disadvantage. Too much has happened for you to recall. Anyone else who would like to make that, it would be a history with disadvantage.
Oh, I hate disadvantage.
Umber doesn't remember a bell tolling at all. As for
The other one was an
others.
18. It's a bit.
All right, with the 14, the toll, Theo, was in the distance to the north.
Okay, cool. I would relay that if it was asked.
I don't know. Was
Was there a bell when we entered, Fire Lady?
I don't know. I was distracted by crazy woman.
no. You don't remember it at all. Like you're like, no, there was no bell.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Funny man.
All right. Well, then with that being said, Gravin leaves and in a hurry. The servants then come to you and they begin to try to figure out what it is that the six of you would like to eat. They ask questions about how you like your meat cooked, and they prepare a bountiful spread. They provide all the water and drink. They're taking care of the children as well. Pastries are delivered for the little ones, and they are sparing no expense at the care of you and your party. Then the headmaster of the house, the noble who seems to, not the noble, the servant who seems to kind of be in charge of things, does come up and says that there is guest quarters, one for the ladies and one for the men, that are available upstairs with baths and anything and everything that you would need. The atmosphere in the room is still very busy as people are coming and going, guards entering and leaving, and it's very clear that they are on rotations, and the guards are wearing no colors as well. The guards seem to be more or less hired, from what you can tell of how they're behaving. They, again, wear no colors. You are in a border town, and you seem to be but staying in a room or a place, a house that is, again, incredibly well appointed. And talking
I would
amongst...
just... Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask, in talking amongst yourselves, is there any reason or any objections to accepting this hospitality?
I think Umber looks very awkward and nervous because there's so many people around and it's in a very fancy place. And talking of separate rooms, she just like glances at Little Bird because he's like, I don't know, as if he feels safe.
Little Bird is just staring at the children's pastries.
Fair. So she'll probably stay if Little Bird stays.
As you're looking at the pastries, one of the servants notice and they pass you one, Nightingale.
He has, as best as he can with a beak, massive smile on his face.
I just pet the top of his head.
All right, I think
He turns to you.
It would certainly be nice to have a roof over our heads.
Fire Lady, I don't know your name.
Oh, it's Umber.
Umber. Very fitting. This is Nightingale. Nightingale song.
I'll try to remember that. I just look at him eating the pastry because I'm like, I don't think I've ever had any pastries. Like, oh, interesting.
He tears off a piece and hands it to you and looks to the rest of the people at the table.
She'll
Angry
grab
man,
it
you
and
saved Fiery One. Here. As he hands a piece to Hawk.
He mixes his head, goes ahead and takes it from you. Thanks.
Oh, look at that. You made a friend.
Don't push yourself. Okay.
Apologies.
Umber gives a curt nod towards Hawk once she learns that he's the one who helped her.
I mean, you felt him basically sitting on your back when you came to, so you
Yeah, I think she
probably had
first
a
was like
general
looking at where the
idea.
little bird was.
Yeah.
Before she's like.
There was a lot of
realized higher up.
chaos. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And it wasn't all my fault this time.
What are your names? We did fight together. I wish to know each of your names.
Hawk.
I go by Theo on a good day.
Alciona turns to the table somewhat distracted as she's trying to both pay attention to the conversation here and also watch what the healer is doing and failing at doing both at the same time. Alciona! And then she sort of like half turns back and half looks at the table again.
Yeah, and then Smoke's kind of he hasn't sat down. He's been kind of looking around at everything, but like keeping an ear to the table. I'll just kind of like name Smoke, and that's how he's gonna leave it. Just keep looking around and check this house out.
All right. So, just from my point of view, everybody is good to stay here for the night. Isn't anyone making any objections?
No. Hawk
have
will,
treats.
though, essentially any servant that tries to like too much attention or anything, he'll wave them away. It's like he doesn't want the attention of anybody for too long. And then after some time, after he's gotten some food in him, he will find the quietest corner in the room, put his back against the wall, and just watch what's going on.
Well, as time passes on, one interesting thing does occur before it's time to go to bed for the evening, and that is that Finley, after spending a good amount of time looking after the young lad, and you hear her whispering a number of different incantations. There's a lot of frowning, a lot of head shaking, and a lot of concern. But she is not stopping in terms of trying to help. But eventually, she does stand and sigh, and she looks to one of the ladies that were there, the caregivers, and she seems to be the one who's now in charge. Whereas before, well, was the caravan driver, but no more. And Finley and her share a quiet conversation, and in their talk, the lady sighs but nods in agreement. And she turns to the servants and the guards and says that the young man needs to be transported to Finley's home, where she will continue to work night and day till he's better. Anyone want to take a perception check on this?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go ahead. See if you can overhear that little conversation. All right, Nightingale. Was that a nat 20?
It was.
All right, fantastic. Nightingale and Alciona. Nightingale and Alciona, the only two who managed to overhear it. Finley says in very plain speak, his energies are at a crossroads. She's kind of whispering, so it's not in her normal deep voice. I'm afraid right now, he's losing the fight. It's all the help I can give him. That requires a certain setting that I have in my home. On the north side of town, up on the corner, inside the gates. Can't miss it. The route would lead you on your way, should you need to find us. But if you would permit me, I believe his only chance at staving off corruption is if he comes with me. She considers for a moment, but gives permission. That is what Nightingale and Alcyona hear. So,
ABW.
yes.
Does this person look like a retired Tidecaller?
Who?
The Finley, or no?
No. She's
Okay.
she's definitely of the earth, of the ground.
Not of the water.
She has leaves, and she's covered in head to toe in ivy. She has like that kind of like nice old lady frizzle, like curl hair, but it's not a nice perm. And she's got like twigs and sort of like growing moss coming out of it. She is certainly one with the roots here.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. And other than that, there's nothing else eventful. You have all the help that you need and are then taken to sleep. With that, we're going to take a 15-minute intermission. All right, everybody. Our intermission has come to an end. Oh, man. Everybody doing okay?
Yeah.
Still alive.
All right. Whew.
Still kicking.
All right.
Hashtag not dead yet.
So, with that being said, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is this in the middle of the night?
Oh, yeah. While you were dreaming.
No, no peace.
Wonderful. Actually, everybody there. All right. 19 is the highest roll, correct?
Yeah.
All right, Nightingale. Wait, what? You, my friend, have a dream.
Oh boy.
So this dream overtakes you in a moment of sleep, perhaps after a meal, maybe over the evening, when everyone is resting. You dream of fire, not flames, but pressure. A hum deep in your bones like the earth trying to scream. The sky above is black, but cracked, and from those cracks spill veins of molten crystal, stretching like claws across the stars. Beneath them, trees without leaves, bending toward you, whispering names that are not yours. You stumble forward. The ground beneath your feet is pulsing, a heartbeat echoing through your souls like distant drums. In the distance, a spire of glass and ember bursts from the soil. A spike, jagged and bleeding steam. Eyes watch you from the trees. Shapes move where there should be none. Some carry blades, others masks, and all of them are smiling too wide. They speak in voices you know, but shouldn't trust. One has the voice of a friend, but his mouth moves wrong. Another wears the crust of a noble house, but it's burning upside down. One offers you a gift, and your hand melts when you try to take it. A bell tolls. Once. Just once. The sound ripples like cold metal in your spine. You turn, and everything is burning. Not ash, but memory. Even your name feels scorched. Then you see it. A light in the woods. Not warm, not golden. Steel, bright and cold. A silhouette, standing as a statue. Cloaked in authority. Eyes like flint. A scent like guilt. Every shadow recoils from it. Even the fire blinks away. It does not speak, but the whisper returns. The hunt begins when trust fails. The forest is full of liars, and only one will not run from fire. Awake, just like everybody else. It's morning. And it's a clear morning. It's a spring day. The cherry blossoms are in full bloom. You can see them out your window. Out towards the north, you see the bell tower. The sun hasn't quite risen, as it was difficult to sleep, not just for Nightingale, for all of you. Have you even remembered why you came? Why are you here? Was it more important than what beckons you now? In any case, you remember the invitation that was sent to you. The others stir. It's you, talking to all of you individually, have a choice. Do you meet at the bell? As you wait, consider for a moment, players. Who's getting ready to go? On your own initiative, without looking at anybody else, who's making ready for this trip to the bell?
Umber gets up early, as she normally does.
I'm already up and have been for some time. Because I only require 4 hours of sleep.
There you go. So Umber and Alcyona are up. Alcyona, what potion did you concoct overnight?
Good question. You didn't send me the details.
I didn't. I failed you. Let me unfail you, and then we'll be good to go. So for those who don't know, Alcyona, as I mentioned, all of these players are lay touched one way or another. They all have fun little superpowers, and Alcyona has one in particular that... What? Where is your table?
I don't know.
Oh no. Let me go see if I can find your table.
Also, as a question, is this going to count as a long rest for all of us?
This was a long rest, yes.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna find you. Oh no.
If you've lost it, don't worry, we can figure it out later.
I may have lost it. Because for some reason, how have I could have forgotten? Oh, I think we found it. I got it. Whew, we're good.
Hey.
Okay, you got a feature called Dream Brewer's Spark. And I'm going to just copy this and send it your way. Now, oh wait, that's why I didn't send it to you. They had spoilers in it. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to get everybody taken care of.
Spoilers, sweetie, spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want to accidentally send her. This is why I didn't send it to her in the first place, because I had to sanitize it. But now I'm going to be very quick about it, and hopefully I do good.
Remember, your stream says no spoilers. You got to follow your own stream.
And you are a nearby binding site, so you may do this. Just making sure. Anomaly for 24 hours. Blah, blah, blah. Memories. That's good. Nullifies the next failed charisma. Blah, blah, blah. Good. Induces dream sleep in a creature to allow one. A metaphysical surgery in the... there we go. That was the word that needed to be sanitized, and I wanted to make sure I read it twice.
Quick question.
Yes.
Since you said I am near a binding site, do
are.
I know it's a binding site? Or do I
You-
just know it's a thing that lets me do the thing, and I know that it is one of 3 things that will let me do that?
Ooh, so what is the flavor? There are ley energies in the air. They're very strong, and they seem concentrated, but it's enough to weave its way on into your brewing. And it's a very poorly rendered version of the table. Let me see if I can find another way to present that to you. There we go. That should make it prettier. Let's get rid of that. And wait, you have a passive effect with that? You do? Okay, let's see here. Let me make sure you have that as well. Okay, that's good. You know that. That's something that's for you. And then, boom, there you go. You can do this once per long rest. And those are, of course, the table still doesn't render right, but it should be easier to read. So let me know.
That's okay, no worries.
Yeah, which potion you want to make. And then, as of right now, you don't hear any humming. At least not nearby.
I am going to create an elixir of anchored mind.
Okay. For those who are listening in, that is an elixir that will cure confusion, madness, or memory fractures caused by binding echoes. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't think anyone else has any other long rest actions they need to take, right?
Oh, but if we're by a binding site, does that mean my fancy dancy scars on my back are glowing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they're glowy.
I probably noticed that now, but
Yeah.
covered in chainmail when I'm.
They were kind of glowing ever since you crested the ridge and saw Crescent Hollow.
Fun.
But they're on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Which everyone saw whenever she was being.
Correct. Yes, she had some glowing scars on her back that seemed to be written in a language that you don't know, Alan. Or Hawk. Yep, that is the thing. All right, everybody. So who's making their way to the bell tower? The passive effect, it's there, Vu. It's not really anything. Just that binding vaults hum faintly when you draw
okay.
near.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, sorry.
No problem.
Just one other question. When
Sure.
all that was happening yesterday,
Huh?
where were all guards that were shaking down the caravan people?
You would recall that when you entered the town, the shutters were closed. No one was in the streets. It was empty.
Okay. They closed the doors.
And then all of a sudden, when this thing died, people came out.
Okay.
Suspicious.
All right, I will ask the question again. Who's headed off to the bell, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go to the bell.
I think I'll go.
I'm going, if nothing else, to thank our host for the hospitality, and he might know where the regents are that I'm actually here for.
There we go.
Nightingale is going, but he has some apprehensions after that last night.
I don't blame you. That was a crazy dream.
Alright.
Smoke is kind of torn. Is this the town that I was supposed to deliver my message to?
Yes, it is.
I
You
would
are there.
I would focus on that instead of going to the bell tower.
Okay, so you are not going to go to the bell tower. Is that correct?
Unless I'm persuaded otherwise, that is not my goal.
Very
to
good.
get a
So
reward for
everyone
doing the good thing.
is preparing to go, and yes, you were promised a reward for doing the good thing. Does anybody want to convince him to come?
I think Nightingale would take the opportunity to say, last night I had a dream. It told me that the forest is full of liars.
Oh, I forgot to mention this, little bird. the woods that we came through definitely was full of liars. The local boy helped us not get eaten by woods.
Are you saying that to everyone?
If everyone's nearby when Nightingale's saying this,
Well,
just
even
wanna-
if little Kenku is saying that to everyone.
Yeah, I would say it when the group was together, so
And
that everyone
is
could hear it.
Do we know the bell tower's outside the gates or the wall, right?
The north, yeah. Mhm.
And is that in the forest?
Yes, it is.
I would take that time then to say, even better reason for you not to go there.
Wait, so let me get this straight.
It's
Y'all walk through some
a
wood
real
that we're
quick.
going to
You
eat
you would know Malali. Oh, but actually, I guess you wouldn't know that. But Umber would know this. The cherry blossoms were not part of the woods. It's not part of the wildwood.
Yeah.
You're
Not the cherry
you're
blossom.
well outside of the wildwood.
This is a different woods.
Well, I came here to bring a message to someone, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't need a reward for doing the right thing at the right time.
So you don't say thank you to your host.
Probably not.
Were you
If I
not
saw
raised
him
with
right away.
manners?
I was raised with manners, but he's not here, and I can
We
thank
know
him
where
when
he
next
is,
time
though.
here.
He asked us to meet him, and you're saying, well, sucks to be him.
He's also making us leave where I'm supposed to be.
He's not making us do anything. What a strange way to look at it.
Okay, he's asking us to come out to leave whatever this could be that
You
where we're at.
staying here? Do you live here now? Are you not eventually going to leave?
I will, but
Talk
back
leave.
home. I will be going back
Okay.
home once I'm done with sending my message.
Okay.
Why can't you do both? Message and bell tower.
I need to know where I'm delivering.
What if we deliver a message on the way out? Or, if you need to know where to deliver, we ask for the person you were looking for.
And that is what
we
I
come
was going to
back.
go do.
The whole party is attempting to persuade him. Would you guys like to make maybe a persuasion roll here to see how skilled you are in doing so? But it sounds to me like everybody's saying, dude, what are you talking about? Just come out.
Right.
I will give whoever's taking the lead guidance.
You guys are rough.
I think you're taking.
I
the lead.
mean,
That fits for the
to
match.
be honest with you, you might as well come. There's strength in numbers. Nobody's going to attack 6 people out in the forest. You'll get a reward. You'll drop off your message. You can be on your way. But if you go alone,
Listen, it's
This
2
place is strange.
birds and 1 stone. Oh, sorry. Not
Ooh.
I have a
Oh.
concern
Really hot.
on my face.
All right, I'm going to let you interpret that 18 however you will, but I do think Theo was making an impassioned plea. What harm could it do? You're a stranger here too. Why don't we stick together? Maybe we can help you out after we're done.
And even with the other low rolls, I was going to say, since they're trying to persuade me at all, I will go with. I'm probably not going to accept a reward. I'm just going to say thank you for hospitality. And that's what I'll relay to everyone else. And then after that, I will go after my message.
Okay. So everybody heads off to the bell tower. So let's go ahead and let's direct our attention over that direction. And let me raise that up. There we go. We're not inside a building anymore. So this is the best thing I could do for a bell tower, believe it or not, in this software. I tried. Well, that'll do. So we're going to come out here, and it's just outside the gate. Stuff far, you could see the gate structure from where the bell tower is, and it is early in the morning. He said at dawn, so it sounded to me like you all were a little bit of an early bird, and you begin heading out to the bell tower. You arrive at the edge of Crescent Hollow just before dawn, where the trees thin into a low, misty clearing. Here, crooked stones and broken fencing half surround the crumbling shape of the old bell tower. A lone spire of moss-darkened stone, barely holding itself upright. Its bell hangs above, rusted but whole. It does not swing. It does not ring. It simply watches. The clearing is unnaturally quiet. No birds, no wind. Even the insects seem to have lost interest. You're not the first to arrive. Or maybe you are. You all arrived together, so let me skip that part. The sky above is gray-violet, bleeding into day. Clouds shaped like cracks drift across the horizon and just barely resembling claw marks. The trees on the outskirts twitch, as if unsure to lean in or pull away. The ground around the tower is dry but cracked, like something once tried to break through and was buried again. The tree nearby has scorch marks along one root, the blackened lines forming a familiar shape. A binding rune. Alcyona, you can hear it hum. Split down the center.
Lovely.
And beside the bell tower door, someone has carved a phrase into the stone wall. Old, weathered, and almost erased. When the bell rings again, run. First, no one arrives to greet you. No voice welcomes you. For now, you have each other. Perhaps maybe while you're here, would you like to share what led you here? Maybe do you perhaps recognize each other from dreams or rumors? Do you trust the silence or fear it? And above it all, the bell still hangs, waiting.
Smoke's gonna kind of start humming a little song to himself while he looks around. Not like he's gonna go investigate. He's just gonna look around and check his surroundings.
Okay.
Could you not with I think
excuse me, everyone. I know that we just met. However, I would like to draw people's attention to the fact that there is a vault here. And that is not good.
No, it's not.
So, for those who don't know, we have a glossary of terms which I shared with our players. A vault is an old stone sealed with bad secrets. Buried chambers or structures meant to protect or hide powerful binding magic. Usually these are ancient. Usually they are sealed. And everyone knows someone who knew a guy who opened one and was never quite right again. You see a door with no handle. Yeah, don't knock. That is what a vault is, and that's what she's referencing.
You said there was a rune on there?
Yeah, there was a binding rune it's fractured.
Can I read the rune?
While she's attempting to read the rune, could I roll an Arcana to see if I know what a fractured binding rune means?
Well, you do know that a fracture, let me go find this glossary that I told you about, or at least the binding. What we're talking about binding is old magics, old chains. Keeps the world from falling apart or waking up. Ancient enchantments that supposedly hold the land together. Most common folk think of them like spiritual anchors or giant magical locks buried deep underground. And when things go wrong, plagues, quakes, strange lights, people say a binding must have cracked. And you're looking at a cracked binding. As far as runes go, why is it you're able to read runes?
I believe it's because of my furnace-blooded origin. Or I have some kind of advantage to read them or look at them.
Well, I formalized the furnace blooded, so if you want to look that up and let me know, I'll come back to that.
Okay.
So this time that you met to be talking together, you just no one's talking, you're just kind of looking around.
I'm busy muttering to myself and swearing lightly, going, I need another day before I can fix this, and I can't. Oh, I wish I'd have known before. And like she's just muttering to herself.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hawk
question.
does ask out loud. Sorry, go ahead.
You first.
Okay. Just, does anyone happen to know what silent mark detected means? No? Okay. Didn't think so.
Silent
Thought I'd
mark
throw it out there.
detected?
Yeah. Anyone ever heard that before?
If
Did
it
any
means
of us
not
hear that before?
humming, I'm going to continue humming.
Chain compromised? Anything? Ring a bell? That's probably a terrible thing to
That's-
say right now.
No, none of those
That's
things ring a
concerning.
bell.
If he says chain compromised, that could be a reference to a binding. That would ring a bell.
I mean, realistically, if a chain was broken, this would be a bigger problem. Usually that's something that catastrophes are made of. If I recall.
I mean, look, look, it's complicated, but I can probably fix this, but I can't do it today.
At the mention... Sorry, go ahead.
No.
At the mention of catastrophe and the binding being broken, could I put two and two together and maybe possibly draw or surmise that this could have caused the storm?
I would say that at this point, based on everything that you've seen, you're beginning to make the same mental calculus that your host did.
Nightingale's home disappeared
I'll
in a
tell you what.
calamity
Hold
unnatural.
on one second. Hold on one second, Knight. Let me help you out here real quick. You know those scars on your arm?
Mhm, yep.
Yeah, those are really beginning to glow now, and you can feel ley energy moving through them. And this is pretty difficult to hide from your fellows. It's glowing pretty good, especially now that you're standing where you're standing. And this magic and this energy that's kind of flowing through you, you feel as though it's energizing. It's making you stronger. You feel as though you've never really felt better. And that pulsing, it feels like a heartbeat. And with each beat, it feels as though the pumps are becoming stronger. There's energy coming. Go ahead and make an Arcana check on yourself. Anyone else who notices this, feel free to make Arcana checks.
Just a quick question: is my palm itching?
Remind me about your palm.
It
Right,
is
you touched the
also
thing.
scarred.
Yes, that's right. Yes, your palm's itchy. And it's a little glowy, too. You guys have all your scars and your
I
marks.
got so many scars.
Am I the
So,
only one not
we have a-
glowing?
Hawk is not glowing either.
Oh,
So
you guys aren't part
Okay.
of the glowy team.
we have three. We have Team Glow over here.
You might not be glowing, but there's a voice in your head that just keeps getting louder for some reason. Incoherent, but louder.
Mm-hmm.
Point out one thing. That bell doesn't work.
Have you
Somebody else-
investigated it?
Let's see. And I'm gonna pull out an arrow and take a shot at it.
All right.
My hero.
Not what I was expecting.
Go
Can I
ahead,
stop
shoot it.
him? No, can I stop him?
Let's make an attack roll. Anybody want to stop him?
Yeah, I want to stop him. We literally just read the thing that said, if it rings again, run.
I throw up my
I would
hands
also stop him.
to block the shot, and that's when I realized, oh, that is new.
wasn't saying ring the bell. It just
All right. So Alcyona
We
with her
heard of that.
Arcana check doesn't determine anything. Umber. Now, all right, Nightingale, with your 19 on your Arcana check, you notice the scars. Oh, finally, someone gets a good, successful roll on this. Umber, I'm looking at you. And you get advantage on your roll, Umber. Did you roll twice? You did. Okay. 12 for both?
I got 13 twice, which is -1 because I'm.
Oh, my gosh. What are we going to do here? All right, let's go pull up a good old Nightingale song. So, as you are really noticing and paying attention to your scars now for the very first time, you begin to kind of connect a dot or two. You have 6 notable scars, and they appear as glyphs themselves, as though someone has drawn a map of a binding glyph upon your body. Words and terms you've never heard before start coming into mind. The shard mark, the feather fract, the heart line, the eye slice, the lemmet curve, and the chorus brand. These are the names of your scars, naming themselves, as it were. The names echo in your mind. Then you turn and you notice the glow, because you're drawn to it, to Alcyona's palm, who is another scar-marked survivor. And then you notice that Umber is also a scar-marked survivor. And you begin to realize, the three of you together, the scars seem to complete something. It's like puzzle pieces. And you kind of get an idea with that 19 check, and I'm going to send it to you. And what you do with this,
Okay.
I'll let you do. Boom, 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 and blop, 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 and blop, blop, and done. Now, there you go. You could do one of those things per long rest, the 1 to 6. And then the bonus, feel free to read that. Mainly pay attention to bonus synergy right now for the very moment.
So am I the only one who doesn't understand why those 3 are glowing right now?
Can you see my glows through my chainmail and my shirt?
He might not be able to see them, but he can sense them.
Well, he knew they were there too.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm not glowing, so
I wasn't talking about you then, was I?
I don't know. Whose
I-
3 are you talking about?
I mean, it's pretty obvious that you have glowing people in front of you, Storm.
I mean, do I see Umber glowing? Because I didn't see that
You
stuff.
see, you
My
definitely see
eyes-
Nightingale glow, and you definitely
Right.
probably would have noticed that Alcyona is glowing. It's not like it's hidden. Only Umber's is, and I would imagine that faintly through the chainmail you probably would see
Okay.
some glow.
Then I wouldn't ask that question, I guess.
I'm very obviously looking at my palm and like rubbing it slightly because it doesn't usually glow like this.
Do the 3 of you know?
I do not know,
Um,
but I have an idea.
Well,
Mm.
expound.
Umber, would you mind if I held your hand for a moment?
We don't have time for that
Mm.
right now.
Get a
Time
room.
for what?
I will extend my hand to Little Bird.
And I grab her hand with my left hand. And I hold another hand up to Alcyona. Would you mind taking this hand and the 2 of you join hands? step back a bit to keep some space between us.
All right. I walk up and I take both of their hands.
I'm gonna find the sturdiest tree to put between myself and them.
I'd like to
Cosmic
also find a
organ.
tree and lean up against and start like playing a little nice flute song for them. It seems like they need some music for whatever they're about to do.
Just some ambiance.
Yeah.
Whilst I am holding hands, I will cast guidance on Nightingale.
I'm
In
attempting-
this moment, trust in what you are doing. Take that trust and use it well.
I do appreciate it. For BW, I'm attempting both 1 and 2. I don't know which.
You're
will happen.
pulling
He's
off
never
2.
done this.
You're pulling off 2. So, the 3 of you, all 3 of you being scar-touched, now within the vicinity of a binding fracture, have formed a harmonic triangle. While Alcyona, Umber, and Nightingale stood in triad formation at the bell tower, following synergy begins to spark. Nightingale's echo scars from the verdant maelstrom sing broken harmonics, subtly guiding his magic. Umber's emberglyph, branded by prophecy, pulses with tectonic heat near binding scars, and it's pulsing now even more. And Alcyona, depending, your palm begins to also pulse. And now that you are in a triangle, your scars begin to harmonize in a ley line melody, now temporarily aligning, whispering part of the binding glyph. Please make a performance check at disadvantage, Malali.
Ooh, that's a natural 1-4.
Yeah, you're so busy kind of being your edgy self in a corner that you don't hear the song that is pouring out from their glyphs in the midst of this spell. But if you had heard it, you probably would have recognized it.
Ooh.
In any particular
Uh-oh.
case, the scars harmonize, and a ley line melody temporarily aligns, whispering part of the binding glyph and overlapping visions and dreams between the 3 of you. It's sort of like you're having a bit of a moment of euphoria that you are now part of something that was always meant to be united. And as your scars harmonize, you begin to feel, well, residual energy, like a memory. And you have a memory a long, long time ago. And you experience a moment lost to history before the 4 kingdoms, before, well, any of this. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is my master document? There it is. A long time ago, and ages long past, there was a war. A war waged between those who would bring ash, who would bring ruin, and heroic warriors, kings of Eld, sworn to protect the realm. And in the fighting, oh, the terrible fighting, there was a dragon that flew well overhead. But then suddenly, in the midst of this great battle, the dragon was as though her heart was struck and fell from the sky. Battle ended. Seasons passed. The dragon lay there, As time moved on, watching years go by in the flash of a second, but the dragon lay there gripping her heart, taken by anguish. And there, she made her home. And you wake from this dream for this moment. As your ley energies begin to stabilize, and you're back to the land of the living, as it were.
Oh, that was weird.
And you look at each other, knowing that you all shared that vision.
That was not what I was expecting.
I take my hands back just because that made me feel very weird.
I think I know what the hollow is.
Nightingale looks to you.
I think we know what the hollow is. I look between Umber and Nightingale.
He nods, awaiting confirmation, afraid his own thoughts are wrong despite what he's seen.
What did the rest of us see when that happened?
Oh, like they were full on, like there was like glowing glyphs and aura, like magical power was surrounding them. You and Theo see that. And I don't know what Malali's doing in a corner.
Got it. So how long did that take?
Oh, for you, that was probably about 6 to 12 seconds.
Okay.
I've certainly never seen that before.
Does anybody
I've
want-
seen a lot of things, but never anything like that.
And that felt different than like my dreams of flames when I'm near forges, right?
Oh, that wasn't a dream. That was a full-on vision.
Yeah, but so it did feel different.
Oh, yeah, it felt very different. Like you were back there watching this. Yes.
Still looking at Alciana. Oh, this is where she fell. This is where she made her home.
I think that's the she that everybody keeps talking about. You did Smoke. When we came into town, the strange woman kept talking about that the Hollow was hearing and she knows that we're here, right? Did anybody else meet her?
There
met
was a
strange
woman
lady.
who told us to be careful. The Hollow watches, that it listens.
Said the ground would watch us, not her. But I think secretly she's gonna watch. She was very, very weird.
Yeah, mentioning there, I'll be like, that person that told us don't touch the altar at the bell tower? Is that who you're talking about?
The one that was there when we came into town.
I think
You
that's
would
what she
remember
said.
her name is Selene of the Hollow Path.
Yes, I have that. Yeah, she told us not to touch an altar, at the bell tower or something like that.
There is
She
an
also said not
entrance
to.
to inside the bell tower, but you don't see any kind of altar outside.
No, but I'm just recalling what she said.
Cool.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just recalling that she said that.
The only person we talked to was Theo's book club buddy.
Book club?
Nightingale's
Don't
very
ask me.
interested. Where's book club?
They were talking about pages, that's all I know.
I have a sinking feeling we are being led astray, but I'm not entirely sure how. Or why.
As you guys are pondering these thoughts, you notice someone approaching from the woods, coming from the north gate of Crescent Hollow, and it is none other than Sir Graven Ilvareth. And he says, "Forgive the intrusion. I had hoped to arrive sooner. This place," he begins to look concerned, "it's not safe, especially after sunset, and not because of wolves. I thank you for your patience. I've sent for help, but I'm not sure it would arrive in time. And we are in a sensitive hour, not, well, day. But first things first, you're owed reward. And though we have no real mayor or governor here on the border, I felt it was my obligation to support you in some capacity. Theo." He passes you, Theo, a velvet-wrapped bundle. And as you open it, it reveals a single obsidian charm etched with the silent flame glyph, faintly warm. While worn, you discern this. Once per long rest, Theo may choose to automatically succeed on a wisdom saving throw when resisting illusion or charm effects. Effectively, you have a legendary resistance for illusion and charm effects. You can only do that once per long rest.
Awesome. Good to know. I take the sigil.
However, it only activates when you are protecting someone else. And I'll send you this. And he leans in and he whispers into your ear, "The Queen has not forgotten you, and neither have I." Let me give that to you.
Can I ask a question?
He has already moved on and along.
Oh, I mean of you, the DM.
Oh, of me, the DM. Yes, go ahead. Yep. Mhm.
Do I smell a similar smell?
You mean see? What do you mean similar smell? Remind me, what are you talking about?
Sorry, backstory. A certain person in my past smelled of smoke and mint.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Got it. Okay, beautiful. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
And I'll take that and just acknowledge.
Yep. All right. Then he heads over towards Hawk. And he offers a tiny pouch of fine black dust, bound with old war ribbon. This, and you discern this just looking at it, this echo powder can be blown into the face of a creature, 5 foot, bonus action once. It forces a DC 13 charisma save, or the target becomes momentarily haunted. Disadvantage on their next attack or check. So that will give them a disadvantage on the next attack or check. Ghosts whisper through the powder. Familiar ones. Craven murmurs. The chain may be broken, but the link still glows. Use this when you want to remind them. I'll pass you that item there, Alan. Then moving on, he approaches Smoke.
As he approaches me, I'd like to say I do not require a reward for doing the right thing yesterday.
But one may not require a reward, but a reward one shall receive. And he offers it to you, humming softly as he does. Do you receive it?
Against my better wishes or thoughts, I will take it. I don't really want to, but I'll do it hesitant.
You're going to have to explain to me how these are against better thoughts. Because right now it doesn't make much sense for you to be suspicious of this individual who.
I'm not suspicious of him. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm on a mission to do something. I'm not doing this out of suspicion. I'm just doing it out of I did the right thing. I didn't expect to be rewarded. And that's why it's more hesitant to do that.
Okay.
because I'm on another mission.
So you're taking it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to. I don't understand the read you're getting, and that it's just kind of throwing me a little bit here. And I'll go ahead and send that to you. There you go. Once per long rest, Smoke may whisper into the shell. He's handing you a Nautilus shell amulet. It's an amulet that can be worn around your neck. That's hums softly when it's near lay-touched individuals, which you happen to be. So it's humming a little bit. Once per long rest, Smoke may whisper into the shell to cast Dissonant Whispers, but it doesn't use a spell slot. It says as if... Delete that. No, it's not. It does not use a first level spell slot. It's as you are using one. Yes, that's right. Yeah, it does not consume a spell slot. Let me write that in there for you. There you go. I did write that correctly. I just want to make sure you know it does not consume a spell slot. The voice echoes in the tongue of Cyrene, the Pearl-Eyed Prophet. Not your own. The Graven raises a brow, saying quietly, "This sang for you before you touched it." Fascinating. Then he moves on to Nightingale's song. And to you, he presents a tiny vial of ink that swirls like storm, half green, half gold. It sings faintly when held. When used to inscribe a spell into your spell book or on your skin, the spell costs no gold or materials and gains a +1 to attack, but you can only do this once. This ink also glows near leyline fractures. It's currently glowing. Raven tilts his head. Your scars hum with harmony. Perhaps this will teach them a new verse. And let me send that off to you. Then to Umber. He hands to her a palm-sized chunk of blackened stone, etched with a dwarven rune that only glows near flame. Once per long rest, Umber can activate the rune coal to ignite her weapon for 1 minute. It deals +1 fire damage on hit and sheds dim light that reveals invisible creatures in 10 feet. Gravin nods.
Question, does my hair count as fire?
We'll just say your hair counts as hair.
Okay.
Well, there's these excellent questions and things I don't think about. Let's pass that on off to you. Very good.
Thank you.
And Gravin nods. This coal was pulled from the belly of the mountain the day your father vanished. It remembers his name and yours.
What do you know about my father?
And he has already left. Now, there is a reward here for... Up next is Alciana, who receives 2 pale ceramic vials with corks sealed in wax. A creature who drinks it may choose to become immune to all psychic damage and divination for 1 hour. They cannot cast or be affected by divination spells in this time. Gravin offers no explanation, only the mind leaks. You'll want this later.
Thank you.
All right. Now that everybody has their reward, turns to everyone, and a somber expression written across his face. And he kind of notices that you have paid a little attention to the fracture. And he speaks aloud. This place is a fracture. It's a quiet one, but it pulls at those marked by things they don't yet understand. I came here once, long ago. I didn't understand it then either. Not everyone in Crescent Hollow is what they seem, even those who help, even me. But today, I changed the timing of the scene. There we go. But today, I offer you no riddles, only strength. The truth, I know in my bones. Something is coming. With that, Sir Graven raises a gloved hand. It glows softly, not red like fire, but silver blue, like moonlight reflected in steel. The road you're about to walk is darker than you know. Let me leave something with you, a warmth against what's to come. It's cast Aid at 3rd level, and each of you gain 10 temporary hit points.
Do I recognize what he just did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he cast a spell, and you all feel about twice as hardy as you used to. You do recognize it as powerful magic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. do I go, ooh, okay?
I don't know if anyone chooses to talk about it.
That feels good.
Now, one thing to note is that as he casts, the bell trembles slightly. Not enough to ring. Not yet.
And Graven, Sir Graven, can you tell us anything about the warning, the bell?
I'm sure I'm not the only one who sensed it. He looks to Nightingale, and after I heard your story, I had to do my own investigation. I fear that what led to what happened at Elarendale, that energy, corrupt or pure, whatever it may be, is flowing through the veins of the world. It's on its way here. This is where that vein ends. And when it arrives, there's no telling what it'll bring. Call it an old night superstition. I don't ride into the dark without stoking a few flames. And you're the only ones who might be able to make sense of this. It does hang around for any questions.
I nudge Smoke and go, now's probably the time to ask, friend.
Yes, after he hands out everything to everyone, I will wait for an opportunity and ask him if he knows. I didn't get a name, but I'm looking for a recluse tidecaller that was supposed to be here in this town, and I'm trying to deliver a message to them.
He considers for a moment, and a lot of people come and go. A tidecaller from Steer Thalos. A long time ago. Yeah. One did pass through, lived for a spell, but I since moved on.
Could you direct me in a direction?
Kind of looks around and looks back. I always figured that she did what all from Steer Thalos do. Return to the sea. You don't need an insight check this one. He's implying that perhaps she passed away.
Okay. She passed away in this town?
You get the feeling he doesn't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
thinking to myself. Yeah, if he said that he doesn't know where she went, then I'm gonna just leave it at that.
You spoke of my father. What of my father do you know?
And he smiles and sighs. It's written on your back.
My curse?
Not a curse. A reminder.
That's not very helpful.
Well, you know what your curse... It's not a... I mean, you're technically kind of cursed. But it is a reminder. He's not wrong.
Yeah. That doesn't answer anything about her father that she's like...
Just to make a note, and I won't ask this all the time, but no fire coming out from anything of this.
Not once.
Okay. Thank you.
On that note, Nightingale steps forward, and in his deeper voice. So I assume you know what the hollow is.
Frowns, puzzled, and says, no, I can't say that I do. Theo, no fire. It's a border town. Is there anything deeper about it?
He looks back to Umber and Alciana in turn.
I shake my head.
An affirmation or
stare
no?
back.
Like negative shake head.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I just stare back. I don't say anything.
Well, I do know when it's my time to go, unless anyone has any other needs. My estate is yours to use while you're here. And I pray you get to use it again. Good luck. There are things that are moving. You might want to ask around town. I'm not the only one who hears whispers. And the others who do, they're not likely to reveal them to me. But something's coming. And all of you, judging, kind of motions towards the glowing scars, and also towards the other three. Judging how you are reacting to this place. There is a role you have to play here. It'll be up to you to figure out what that role is. He turns to go. You can call after him if you'd like.
What do you know of Virgil Monmouth?
You speak of the great war hero. Well, Virgil came here once. He too sought the bell. You feel a sudden tug of affirmation in the back of your head. As though he too was investigating the binding that broke. He stops long enough to answer the question, offers a smile, a reassuring smile, and continues on.
Why is everything riddles with that old man? Y'all
Yeah, I
kind of hear me.
don't really understand anything he tried to tell us.
You can't read between the lines. That's understandable, but being truthful the whole time. I'll tell you that much.
I watch him.
Does anybody have a passive insight 15?
No.
No.
See.
No, I got a 14.
I would imagine you were all watching him intently. Go ahead and make insight checks.
I notice nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, because you were all clearly watching him and following him. So, Smokehawk and Theo, I believe you're the only three who incited high enough. What you do notice is that while he was passing out gifts and kind of walking around the bell tower, he did pause and stop for a brief moment near a stone where there was an inscription scratched. His hand lingered near that stone briefly before he turned to leave it.
Noticing something like that, I think I would at least go and take a look at that.
One other note. When he did so, he did whisper, "I remember." That's the problem.
I would like to investigate, but I want him to leave before I go over and
Yeah, he's
try
leaving.
and be obvious about it.
He's gone. Unless someone else stops him, he's out of there.
Yeah, I want him gone before I even go look at it. If you guys are going to look at it too, we can.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Okay, so you guys go to investigate the stone, and on the stone is inscribed, "He will not chase, he guards. He remembers," is scratched. Oh, one more thing. Before he departed, he said, "Stay together. And if you hear the bell again, do not hesitate." He did say that before he left. Forgive me. Little retcon there. Rewind. Stay together. And if you hear the bell again, do not hesitate.
Let me guess. Run.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
It goes, "Oh, I sure hope not."
Breaks my brain.
We're being pulled in like 90 different directions.
It's almost like, you have prophecies telling you one thing, people telling you a different thing, dreams telling you another thing.
I assume they read that out loud as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have.
In my dream, it did say, "One will not run."
Who are they talking about?
I would imagine at this point you guys would begin a full investigation of the place, would you not?
Yeah.
There's
Yes, and
too
at the
many
same-
questions not to, yeah.
Yeah, at this point.
All right, everybody, go
At
ahead
the
and
Same
make...
time, I share the full vision with the rest of the guys as well. Everything we saw.
I would like to remind people not to touch anything that looks like an altar.
Yep.
So,
Seconded.
and
How about we all go one further and don't touch anything?
Let's all assume we know what an altar looks like.
It says the one who was going to shoot an arrow at the bell a few moments ago.
Things have changed.
All right, go ahead and make
Guess we're in this
investigation
together
checks,
for now.
everybody.
Investigation.
All right, let's
Nice.
start with the lowest success to the highest success. So the lowest success would be, it's like Umber. No, yeah, Umber. Umber with a 16 would be the lowest success.
Oh, the lowest success. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the lowest success. So as you are walking around and investigating, you notice something that seems like a wall, in the side of the bell tower that contains strange writings. And on the wall, sitting up next against it, is an old pew. It's broken. And there is a message written on the back of it. I saw the heartbeat. I counted the spikes. It beats again. It wants to rise. When you read that, you remember you had a vision here just now. Perhaps maybe others have had visions of the past here.
What was the last bit of that writing?
It wants to rise.
Interesting. Nothing to worry about here.
You also find on a pillar near the tower base some charcoal-stained writing. It's looped and spiraling. It says, "They said we would be safe here, but the ground was hungry. It fed on fire. It learned our names." Another message says, "Only the Light Watcher stood still." The words Light Watcher are circled repeatedly. Moving on to, looks like Malali, you're up next.
Yeah.
Behind the tower's warped wooden door, so you're kind of going inside and you look behind the wooden door, you find dozens of tiny hand-scrawled sentences overlapping in circular spirals. The forest wears faces. One wears silver, one wears rot, one wears masks. Inside masks, they were kind to me. Then they saw my scars. I burned the map. It was in my bones. Shudder briefly as you realize they set themselves on fire. Continuing in your investigation, you also come across an inscription inside the iron bell itself. Scratched with a blade on the inner rim, you read, "When the bell tolls, the woods will awaken. Run north, run deep. He will not chase, he guards, he remembers." Moving on to Nightingale Song. Floorboards near the center of the tower. Dust has been disturbed here recently. And cleared into the dust is a spiral-shaped glyph like a fingerprint from something ancient. At the center, written in faint blood, "The Hollow is not a place. It's a doorway." Finally, you find a folded piece of paper and a cracked wall. In it is a poem in flowing, delicate script, almost out of place. "We were stars once, in the blood of the deep. Then ash took root, and silence grew teeth. We sang too loud. Now the beast listens and dreams of waking." I'm going to send you each what you got, while you all go ahead and try to make sense of it all. And then that's Malali. And then Umber, you had to. Right, there we go. And Umber. There you are. All right, so you all have your little clues.
If anyone would have, does anyone have like a book or a paper or something that we can like write things down on? I have a journal. I would be writing in my journal.
I was going to say I pull out a notepad and pen from one of my many pockets. You beat me to
Nightingale
it.
would do the same.
Yeah, and I'll share mine with everyone else who found anything, so we all have everyone's.
So here's what I'm going to do. I have given our players a lot to chew on. They have a lot of notes to compare. And based on what they're telling me right now, their characters are going to sit here and try to figure it out. So, I will allow them to do that off camera. And this feels like a nice, safe place to end session 1. Our heroes, now bewildered, coming here with one particular goal in mind, now suddenly finding themselves, well, totally engrossed in a separate mystery. Thanks to your investigations and your battle with the corrupted caravan leader, you have all advanced to level 2.
Yay!
And for anyone who was curious, the combat that I had planned for you today, we did not get to. I decided to add the combat that we did do out of fear that you would die. And I wanted you to be level 2.
3 months.
Oh,
okie dokie.
And I think that your characters have been warned enough that something bad is coming. So coming from me, the GM, I don't think is too far-fetched here. Something
Really?
terrible
I didn't
is
pick up on
about
that.
ready to happen to you.
Yeah, we get that.
Spoilers,
Like,
Man.
don't cast
could you
aid on us for
spoil
no
it?
reason.
You have been warned enough.
3rd level aid. Yeah, no, it's just what it is. No big deal.
Mhm,
Just
no big
guffaw.
That's just plus 10 temporary hit points.